Good morning. I'm Dylan Gonzalez. The Cleveland Guardians beat the Baltimore Orioles 8-4 yesterday. Jose Ramirez hit 2 home runs and Brian Occhio had 3 RBI in the win. The Guards will start a series with the Astros tonight at 6:10. The Cincinnati Reds were also victorious yesterday. They defeated the Minnesota Twins 7-4 in 10 innings. They'll travel to Tampa to play the Rays tonight. Coverage starts just after 6 on the Fan 2. The Cleveland Cavaliers won Game 1 of their first-round matchup with the Toronto Raptors, 126-113 on Saturday. Game 2 is tonight with tip-off at 7 o'clock on Peacock. And in the NFL, we had a big trade over the weekend as the Cincinnati Bengals traded the 10th overall pick in this year's draft to acquire Dexter Lawerence from the New York Giants. This update is sponsored by Ramos Roofing. Request your free roof or exterior assessment today at ramosroofingohio.com. Ramos Roofing, reliable, local, built right.
Breakfast time!
Hello, welcome to T-Bone and Tyvis. Can I take your order?
Just want a little breakfast.
Hey, you want some crabs? Because I got some of them.
Get ready to drive through the intersection of football, food, and fun. Come on, Joe! Featuring producer Dylan.
We're the 5 best rappers of all time.
Special guests.
You serious?
And you. Wake up.
For what?
It's time for T-Bone and Tyvis.
Welcome in. Happy Monday to you. Good morning, go to hell. I'm T-Bone. He's Tyvis. Tyvis, how you feeling today, bud?
I'm doing well. So last night as I was getting ready to go to bed, I had my credential badge sitting there. And my wife was like, I had my credential badge and then I had the depth chart. You know, when you do call in the game, you got to have the folder, the manila folder so you can.
Your credential for Ohio State?
Correct.
Uh-huh.
So my wife was like, do you want to keep this stuff? And I'm like, no, you can throw it away. She's like, you sure you don't want to keep this badge? She was like, I remember on the radio, it was a big thing about what your badge was going to say. Like, it was going to say media. And I said, yeah, what does it say? It says broadcast network.
So not media. Because I was going to say the only people who need a pass like that are members of the media.
Broadcast network is what it said. So
yeah, that still sounds like media to me.
No.
That's media member to me.
It's because I watch other people and it says media. Mine said broadcast network.
They knew who was coming. They knew for you. So it had to say something other than
That's exactly
media.
my point right there.
Look at the pull you've got over there, Tyvis. That's good. So for those who don't know and who maybe missed this last week, Tyvis Powell was on the call for the spring game on Big Ten Network.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, I was listening to it, and here was what I was wondering if this would happen or not. Would I be watching the game, and would I be, as I'm listening, seeing you, thinking of you, and be taken out of the moment of the game because I know you? You're my buddy. We work together, all this stuff. Or would I just be listening to it as if I was listening to any other broadcast? Mm-hmm. And I got to tell you, it was just like listening to any other broadcast. It was one of those broadcasts where I found myself forgetting the fact that the guy I was hearing was my friend who I work with every day. It was just a very good quality broadcast. So great job by you.
Thank you. It was quite the experience, man. I actually really, really enjoyed it. I was sitting up there like, man, I didn't know how fun this would actually be. And, you know, a part of my passion kept coming out. You know, I was obviously rooting more towards the defense, but I also love to see the young guys make plays. You know, I like to see Tavian be able to sling the ball down the field, which it was interesting because I was talking to Coach Day Friday before the game. And he was talking about he's like, yeah, we're going to throw the ball a lot because of our running back situation. So I walked in anticipating that it'd be more pass.
Right.
But then the weather obviously was supposed to play a part into it. And I'm like, well, y'all better hurry. So I'm in there in the pregame. I'm looking up at the sky like, is it going to hold off? Is it going to hold off? And so it was interesting to see how that first half went because Jack was like, he's like, yeah, I think it's going to hit right around halftime. And you seen them really just throwing it as much as they could before halftime. And it was obviously for reasons where it started to rain a little bit. But the weather wasn't too bad. It wasn't the thunderstorms and all those things. So actually, it turned out to be a really good game.
Yeah. I thought overall, I mean, the spring game to me was what you wanted it to be, right? You got some players, some action. You got some guys that you were hoping to see kind of pop, started to do so. Chris Henry Jr. Among them. Tavian St. Clair had some nice throws. Obviously, you know, the numbers at the end of the day don't exactly look wow. They're not wowing type of numbers. But he looked, I thought, pretty good for a backup quarterback. I definitely am excited about the future of quarterback at Ohio State, and hopefully he doesn't have to play this year very much other than mop-up duty. But if he had to come into action, I wouldn't feel bad about it.
It was one of those. He was interesting to watch because before that game, I was talking to some people, and they was saying to me that Tavian is actually probably the most talented quarterback in that room. Like over Julian, over Justin, over all those guys, if you look at it from a pure talent standpoint and makeup standpoint, he is exactly what you want. He's got the mobility. He's got the arm strength. The thing with him is consistency is what he's chasing. And then we talked to Coach Day about that as well. It was, hey, what's the things you want to see out of him? He's like, I just want him to be more consistent. I want him to go out there and know where to go with the ball, be able to go through his progression because he's one play away from potentially going into that game. And we got to be ready we got to be able to know that he can handle it. So I thought Saturday was a big thing for him to be in the shoe with fans around, chaos going on, had to go against some weather. Can he still get things done? And him and Chris Henry Jr. had a nice connection.
Yeah, well, and Chris Henry Jr., I had been someone, I did this stupidly as well with Jeremiah Smith, where everyone was like, oh my God, this Jeremiah Smith kid, when he gets here, you better watch out. And I'm like, all right, man. I've seen a lot of talented receivers come through here. Mm-hmm. Let's pump the brakes.
Yeah.
And then spring happened, and he looked good. And
no, in spring he was...
No, but I'm saying...
You talking about Jeremiah?
Jeremiah.
Oh, yeah. No, he was killing them in practice. It was a clip a day.
You have to remember...
something crazy.
I'm not at practice. I'm going off of what a lot of people around here have
social
to say
media.
About it. No, but people are showing you clips that, I can find clips of lots of players.
It was against the ones.
Okay.
When JJ was doing that, it was against the starting defense.
Tyvis, I'm this little thing called a cynic. So when I see it in practice, that's fine. I've seen lots of dudes who are great in practice. As Allen Iverson said, we're talking about practice, not the game. I need to see it in a game before I crown you. And then I remember Jeremiah Smith's very first pass ever thrown him in a college football game, hit him right in the hands, and he dropped it.
Yeah, and it would have been a touchdown, too.
And I was like, there we go. This guy need to calm down. He's not ready yet. And then ever since then, he's been proving me and anybody else who doubted him wrong, because obviously there weren't a lot of those people. I'm an idiot. But I say all that to say, I watch Chris Henry Jr. And what have I been saying this offseason is guys, he's not going to be Jeremiah Smith. Mm-hmm. Let's just calm down on that. Maybe he's not. I don't know what he's going to be. But I know this. The hype is real. The hype is definitely real on him.
He was
he's a dude.
You could just put it in the area and he's gonna make a play. He was getting behind the defense. The only thing that I was a little skeptical of was, did he have the speed? And it was a lot of times he just got behind that defense and made a play. So the big question mark was, who's going to be the other receiver outside of JJ and Brandon Ennis? And you got Kyle Parker from LSU, you got Chris Henry Jr., you got Brock Boyd. So it's one of those three you think would be one of the guys. And if you walked away from that game, now the funny part is going into the game, Kyle Parker was the guy that I actually watched practice. And I was like, oh, who is this number 5 guy? He's actually really good. So I seen him in the rotation with the ones and all those things. And I was like, okay, he's very solid. I see why he went to LSU, and I see why he wanted to come to O State. He's talented. And then we heard all this spring ball about Brock Boyd, how Brock Boyd he's got the stripe off first. He's a grinder. He can run routes. He can play inside and outside. But if you watch that spring game, the only name that you walked away with was Chris Henry Jr. So it kind of made things more interesting getting ready for fall ball.
Yeah, leaves a lot to discuss there offensively. Now, I'm curious how you looked at it, because I caught this during the game as you were talking about it. It's this yin and yang of, wow, Chris Henry Jr. looks good. Also, wow, a true freshman who's barely played he's played no college football. He's played only high-level high school football, is out here making your defensive backs pay. And obviously, Buckeye fans are sensitive to the idea that defensive backfield needs to be very, very good this year. So how did you read that as a former DB?
Where I'm at with the DBs in particular.
Yeah, the entire secondary.
The entire secondary, to me, has done a magnificent job of getting themselves in position to make plays. However, they cannot catch. And it is unbelievable, because I watched practice Friday, and watched him drop about 3 or 4 picks in practice. Then I watched the game Saturday and watched him drop about 3 interceptions. And I'm just, as a former DB, it just bothers me. You can't put yourself in. How you going to do all the hard stuff and then not reward yourself? So we need to get on the jug machine as a defensive back. We need to make sure that we know how to catch these interceptions, because this is a shame. It's the one thing that I wanted
that passing robot out there.
Yeah, it's the one thing that I wanted the defense to get more of, and that's takeaways. And again, I talked to Matt Patricia, and he was like, well, we look at takeaways different. If you get a stop on 3rd down, that's a takeaway for us. And I said, fair. But it's just something about the stat. Interceptions is the single greatest play that a defensive player can make.
I'm not here to argue with Matt Patricia. I do feel like, to your point, there's a part of football. I know everybody is about analytics, data, trying to like squeeze all the emotion out of it and just be purely focused on what wins. Mm-hmm. But when you get a pick, the lift it gives to your team is not on the stat sheet. Like, the stat is there, but like the emotional lift you get as a defense, the emotional lift you give, the way you kind of downgrade the other team as well, where they suddenly are like, man, that was a good drive too. And
that's what I said on the broadcast. I said it's just it's an energy that it comes with getting the interception. So that's why it was nice to see Bo Atkinson get one.
Yeah. By the way, everyone says he has had a monster spring, and it continues to be great. So yes, another good plus there for Ohio State football. You will hear from Ryan Day. He spoke after the spring game. You'll hear what he said next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic
from the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Well, good morning and happy Monday. Right now, the roads are looking nice and smooth out there. Still no crashes or slowdowns to report for you. But as always, traffic is picking up just slightly over here in our northeast corner. We're talking 161 in that eastbound direction over by Little Turtle Way. Over in Gahanna, though, not too bad. 270 southbound, 670 westbound. You're flying with your drive times out there. Looking pretty good this morning. Just, of course, take it nice and easy and nice and slow. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
There's nothing more meaningful you could do for yourself, your family, and friends than finally getting rid of that pain so they can enjoy time with you again, especially heading into the vacation season. Here, let me help you. Dr. Tessner and his team at QC Kinetics take care of your pain in the office, and you can go right on with your day that easy. So if you say yes to any of these questions, you are the kind of patient QC Kinetics regenerative treatments help every day. I have consistent joint pain in my knees, hips, shoulders, or back. Pain keeps me from getting a good night's sleep. I'm missing work or saying no to activities that I enjoy. I don't want surgery and a long recovery. I am at the end of my rope, taking medication every day just to get through. Did you answer yes to more than one of those questions? Today could be your day to turn that corner and finally get relief. QC Kinetics are easy, done in the office here in Dublin and Gahanna. The consultation is free, so don't wait. It'll be the most meaningful thing you do for yourself and the people who care about you. Call 380-208-4544, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
Mike Rowe here with a random fact. More than half of the homes that have basements in North America will experience water damage. It's true. Whether it's basement moisture, flooding, or bowing walls, do yourself a favor and call a groundworks company. I spent some time working with these guys. They're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to waterproof your basement and stabilize your walls. Schedule a free inspection with Ohio Basement Authority, a groundworks company.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Welcome to the Ohio Lottery's Made from Scratch show. Today, I'm sharing how you can make dough from scratch. We're adding a dash of fun and a sprinkle of luck. Now, let's get cooking and see what we've got. And voila! A fresh batch of Ohio Lottery $5 scratch-offs. Nice.
Play aces and eights with over $20 million in cash prizes and a top prize of $150,000. Players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
This spring, celebrate the sparkle that she brings to your life with something that sparkles right back. Whether it's for Mother's Day, an anniversary, or just because, Diamond Cellar has the perfect gift for the women who mean the world to you. Visit Diamond Cellar today on Selma Road and at Easton Town Center.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
The Fan has a secret radio station. It's called The Fan 2. You can listen to the Bob and Tom Show, Jim Rome, and Buckeye stuff. Why do they pay me big money to whisper? The Fan 2 is on the Fan's HD2 channel and streaming on the Fan app. You're welcome.
When you take pride in your property, clean, professional-grade cut says it all. This spring, don't just mow the lawn. Cultivate a yard you're proud to own. Get the Bobcat ZT 2000 with payments as low as $99 a month. Or go pro with the Bobcat ZT 6000 for as little as $218 a month. Bobcat Enterprises has the mower you need. Visit bobcatent.com to find your local dealer, because you deserve a Bobcat.
Sometimes, tough times are a test, a chance to prove ourselves. Colleen O'Donnell proved her grit in Laredo, Texas, when she served as an immigration judge and faced the worst of the worst: human smugglers, gang members, dangerous people. Colleen ordered them to be deported, never granted asylum once, and enforced the law to the letter. Now, Ohio needs tough leadership on the bench, so Colleen O'Donnell's running for Ohio Supreme Court as a constitutional conservative with 10 years of prior judicial experience. Ohio Right to Life PAC endorses Colleen for her devotion to our conservative values. America's toughest immigration sheriff, Richard Jones, endorses Colleen O'Donnell for her dedication to public safety. And the Ohio leaders we trust support Colleen O'Donnell for her unwavering loyalty to the rule of law and the Ohio State Constitution. The grit to lead, the experience to succeed. Colleen O'Donnell for Ohio Supreme Court.
Paid for by O'Donnell for Ohio.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A frosty and cold start for us with wake-up temperatures just around the freezing mark. And then this afternoon, plenty of sunshine and cool with highs in the low 50s. For tonight, mostly clear with lows in the upper 30s. And then for Tuesday, mostly sunny and warmer with breezy winds and highs in the mid-70s. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
We test marketed naming the show A Guy and His Butlers.
Oh, that is very touching.
But we thought Bishop and Friends had a better ring to it.
Weekday mornings at 9.
The Fan. In terms of the Waffle House menu, Tyvis covered and smothered his opponents. Meanwhile, T-Bone is a chunk of hash who's often covered in gravy.
I'm not sure what that means either.
This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
Haven't even set up the show today. We got a lot to get to. Busy weekend. We will have plenty of NFL discussion. We are in the week of the NFL draft. And, of course, the Bengals made a huge trade. We'll talk about that coming up at 6:30. Coming up at 8:30, we're going to talk to Joshua Perry. He will join us to kind of break down spring game, maybe a little bit of his thoughts on the NFL draft as well. Speaking of football, shout out to the Aviators. Got the first dub. Right?
Yeah,
in franchise history?
Yes, they did.
And they did it by running the ball, I think, 117 times in that game. But, hey, let them live. They won the game.
Gave Ted a Gatorade bath after the win. It was actually really nice to see. Hopefully,
God, that's all it was. It's just game. That's all you want it to be.
Hopefully they turned the things around. You did wrong.
I just said
dead wrong.
Thanks for just making a Gatorade. What I say it's wrong. Ryan Day was asked after the game, the spring game this past Saturday, how he felt they did as far as accomplishing the goals they needed to, even though there was some weather. Did they get in what they wanted?
Yeah, first off, I just want to say thank you to the fans for coming out. I know the forecast wasn't great. It started raining sideways at one point, but a lot of them stayed out there. It just goes to show you the support that we have means a lot to us, and so that was great. I know spring games across the country have been kind of dwindling. We wanted to make sure we did that. We have more players this spring than we've ever had, so it was great to see some of those guys get out there and see how they respond. And typically what happens when they're out there for the first time, you see some wild things and then they kind of settle down a little bit. But we were down some bodies obviously at running back and some of the offensive line, so and we wanted to get obviously Jeremiah and Brandon out of there pretty early. It was good to get out there. We'll look at the film, and it'll be another piece of the evaluation going into the summer.
I mean, the rain obviously can hinder a little bit of what you want to do, but last night checked, unless Tyvis has his way, games will be played in the rain till foreseeable future. I guess if you want to put a dome over Ohio Stadium, so shouldn't be surprised.
I would have, if it was a dome there, the place would have been sold out.
No.
Yeah, it would have.
No. It would have been not close, but maybe approaching 100,000.
See,
maybe I'm wrong. I'm trying to remember what the largest spring game attendance ever was.
I think they've done 100,000 before.
I thought it was only like 85,000. Only 85,000 for a scrimmage.
I think they did 40,000 on Saturday. That's still Like he said,
yes,
there's
that's
spring
better than
games
most.
dying throughout
Right.
the nation.
Yes, half these teams are like, I don't even want to play this thing anymore. No one comes to it. No one wants to see it. We just talked about Colorado with Coach Prime.
The largest
they went from 40 down to
attendant-
like 20 or 17,000.
The largest attendance for Ohio State spring game is 100,000. 189.
What year was that?
Set on April 16, 2016. This is the record-breaking crowd.
Oh, that was okay.
He also said it the year before, the year I was there, which is the one I remember, which was 99,000 in 2015.
I've completely blanked on those numbers being that high.
I think
Good for them.
around that time, they went out of their way to say, we want to get the most people in this stadium as possible for the spring game.
Yeah,
and obviously
they did.
the weather last Saturday prevented them from doing that.
Was the spring game always a fee?
I don't remember. I know this. I remember going as a little kid because my parents were not of the ilk to have OSU season tickets. We were the type of people growing up that if you had a friend who had tickets and they didn't want to go to a game, that's how we got to go to games.
Okay.
So we would occasionally go that way. But spring game was our game where we could go and I knew it was I think it was just free for a long time.
Yeah.
I feel like they put the fee in fairly recently being in the last 20 years for me.
What is it, like $13 though?
Well, at one point I thought it was
$7 for Dwayne the one year.
Oh, was it? Okay.
It was
Yeah.
$7 for
And
2 years. I don't know what it was.
I think most of that money goes to charity, if I'm not mistaken. At least it used to.
I'm not 100% sure.
Well, maybe now because we're driving revenue everywhere. I forgot. Maybe not. I don't know. But either way, the point, because that's what I have noticed. I heard that in the stadium now. Did you hear about this? When you go to the concession stand, there's an option for you to round up. And you know how you go to everywhere now, and it's like, would you like to round up your Taco Bell order for the children who need more Taco Bell in their lives? I don't know, whatever the foundation is. You're like, yeah, sure, I don't hate kids. Yeah, round it up.
So you can
fine.
round up your money and it goes to NIL?
To the kids. To the star athlete kids who just are,
That's pretty smart.
I'm just saying, we could, yeah. So I don't know if it still goes to charity or if it goes to NIL. I don't know which way they do now. But yeah, in either case, that was the idea. Was when I was a kid, I remember that was the chance for people who usually didn't get to go to any OSU games. That was your chance to go to Ohio Stadium. So I know, and still $13. That's not keeping anybody out of that game for the most part.
If it was $13 and it had a dome on it,
oh my God.
102,000
on the
110,000 times.
Who wants a dome on? You know what? I don't care if we ever break the record again for attendance. I don't
My
want
hand
it.
is raised for a dome over the shoe, but it's not going to happen.
What the hell is wrong with you
That would
guys?
never happen. But
What is wrong with you guys?
I'm just telling you.
This generation's soft. You know what? That's what I heard. Just a bunch of soft wusses walking around like, oh, if only we could play this game inside. Actually, if there was a Spencer's Gifts as well, that's what I like. I want to go to a mall. I want to watch a football game outside.
Let me ask you this.
Catch me outside, like the girl said. Yeah, I'm out there. Dr. Phil.
When the Browns get their dome, are you ever going to check out a game?
Of course I'll go check out a game, but if you're asking me if that is what football is meant to be played in.
When you do, make sure that it's in like December or something like that. And I want you to just... I want you to give me your honest feedback on what you on your experience. I just want to hear about
my experience is going to be I have to wear a coat in, and then I'm going to get in there. It's going to be 70 degrees. I'm like, what do I do with this giant parka and gloves and hat?
It off.
Yes, and I have to carry it around.
Listen,
I have to carry it around all day.
Like I said,
That's
I just want to
annoying.
hear what your experience is. That's all.
My experience is that football is meant to be played outside.
We got 3 years until it happens.
It's meant to be played outside.
We'll see.
By the way, when they did a hockey game, when they put the hockey game outside in Ohio Stadium, did everybody say, "Oh no, don't go to be outside. I wish it was inside"? No, it's one of the most popular things they ever did.
Guess where I was?
Inside.
I was
at
in
home.
the press box.
Oh, were you in the press box for that one?
Press box.
Okay. Did you go down to the I was going to say field level, but I guess there was ice on it. Did you go down there and actually walk around, or did you just stay up in the press box?
When I first got there, before the game even started, I was down there with Baker. Baker filmed it and put it on 97.1.
Well, I'm sorry. I don't remember every piece of content we've ever done at this place over the last 2 years. I'm sorry. My apologies. But did you have a good time at that game, even though it was outside?
That was actually, I think that was my first Jackets game ever.
Oh, it was in the shoe? Look at that. And then now look at you. You're firing the cannon over there. You're trying to help get
All I know, Bone, is there was one cold day in November of 2015. It was in the 40s, and it was raining, and I was miserable. and the Buckeyes were losing to Michigan State. And I thought to myself,
gosh.
Oh, if this game was inside, I'd be a lot more comfortable, and the Buckeyes would probably be winning this game.
What month was it, did you say?
November of 2015.
Okay. Oh, that
yeah.
game. I thought for a second, I don't know why I heard December, and I was like, what game was that? I missed that. But yeah, okay, November.
Yeah, ask Tyvis about it. I don't know if he remembers or not.
Yeah, Tyvis, are you familiar with that one?
Mm-mm.
Did you guys lead the whole game? I feel like in regulation on the clock. Was that the game where they had to lead the entire game?
Listen, I don't know what y'all talking about.
There was not a moment on the clock when the clock had time on it where Ohio State was not either tied or in the lead.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
And yet Michigan State somehow won the game.
Did that happen?
Yeah. You know what, though? If it was in a dome,
right?
Michigan State would have lost by 20. That's
probably.
Sure. Okay. This is Ryan Day talking about another kind of big storyline. Julian Sayin got out and ran the ball a little bit. And here's Ryan Day's thoughts on that.
Well, it's hard when he's not live, and we weren't not going to make him live today. But, it's been an emphasis point, and you can see that, he's aware of that and looking to do some of that. And we did have a bad ball for a turnover, and so that could ruin your whole day. All it takes is one play. So, he knows how important that is, but it was good to see him move around out there and, make some, I don't know what would have happened on the first drive. That would have been a pretty big collision right there between he and Peyton, I think. But he was moving well, and he's moved well this spring. But certainly it's a lot different when you're live, and so that's going to be the challenge for him all summer to continue to work on pocket presence and then making plays with his legs.
Tyvis, you are the king of angles. So from your view in the press box, did Peyton Pierce have did he have the angle there to get after Julian said he would have had him?
He would have had him for sure. I think he would have been, it would have been one of those wrap and roll situations where he would have had to wrap him and roll, and that would have rolled him up, and Julian would have probably tried to stretch the ball out to try to get the touchdown. So it would have been really close on what it would have been.
I like that. That's good. That's politician answer right there. Very close. Could have gone either way.
That's right.
I like it. Look at you.
By the way, did we get that audio from the Day family camping trip that happened after the spring game? Sounds like there's crickets in the background.
We put the microphone in the corner of the room. It's actually, there's a chair in the corner of every room now. Hotels have had it for a long time. Now they have it at the press room where you just go in there, and that's where they put this. Was way over there. Not in front of Ryan Day. Not where you could actually hear what he said.
I think it was from a camping trip, and RJ Day was there, and Purdue was there trying to recruit him to play quarterback there. That's where I think we got this audio from.
Yeah, I know that RJ Day is an actual prospect, but if I'm Ryan Day, are we using some of these visits to do a little bit of reconnaissance? I'm just saying it's oh yeah, Michigan called, wants a little visit? Yeah, let's go up there. Let's go
scout him.
I mean, I don't want to hinder my kid from possibly having a chance. I mean, I would let him go up there if I were Ryan Day. I would.
I mean, that's why Herb Street's kid is on the team.
Of course, to spy.
He's spying. Didn't they get accused of that?
They did get accused of that by loser Michigan fans. Yes, they did. Because of all the people we'd send, Kirk Herbstreit's the one Buckeye fans are like, yeah, that guy has our back all the time.
He's a double agent, Bone.
Oh, sure. I love it. He wasn't there. He was at their spring game, but to Kirk Herbstreit's credit, which I don't like to do, he had no M garb on. He had blue on to, support his, but he didn't have, from what I saw, any actual block M stuff on. So let him live on that. That's he's not going to wear. He didn't wear scarlet and gray up there because his son's playing.
He's going to put that on.
No, and I'm good for him. That's good. Now,
he only wears maize and blue in the broadcast booth. That's the only place he'll wear.
Y'all are sick.
The only reason he went up there was actually because they let the dog go on the field. He doesn't care about his son playing. He's like, oh, can Pete go on the field or whatever his stupid name is?
And by go, you mean go.
Go. Literally go on the field. All right, the Bengals made a massive trade. We'll talk about it in 2 minutes. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Starting tonight, a big portion of 71 northbound will be closed. We're talking from Polaris Parkway all the way towards 36 in Delaware County and closer towards Sunbury. Bridge beam settings will be done, and that's happening until Friday, too. A couple of days. We're talking 11 at night to 5 in the morning is when you can see those crew members out and about. As for that alternate route, here's that detour for you. 71 northbound to Polaris Parkway instead. That will get you to State Route 3 all the way up towards 36, then eventually going northbound back on 71. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Let me ask you something. When's the last time a contractor did exactly what they said they would? on time, on budget, didn't give you any surprises at the end. With Baths R Us, there are no surprises. These folks started in Ohio and grew by word of mouth because they do it right the first time. On time, on budget. And here's the difference with Baths R Us. They have local crews, never subcontracted. The people who show up to your door, they're trained Baths R Us employees. They aren't just some random crew that got hired last week and has no idea what they're doing in your home. Whether you need a safer bathroom to stay independent or you just want a space you're proud of, Baths R Us builds it to last. That's Baths R Us. Call today and see what it's like to work with people who actually keep their promises. 380-225-BATH. That's to call Baths R Us and deal with a company that started right here in Ohio and grew by word of mouth. Because they treat people right. They do what they say they're going to do. 380-225-BATH to call Baths R Us. Baths R Us. Bathrooms you can trust. Call now.
Spring is sprung, and savings are in full bloom at Menards. Get your backyard ready with garden tools that make every job easy. Define your landscape with durable edger blocks. Then top it off with colorful mulch that keeps weeds down and supports healthy plant growth. You'll also find a huge selection of grass seed and fertilizer to make your lawn the envy of the neighborhood. Gear up, green up, and save big at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Catch the latest from the world of Ohio State athletics.
Weeknights at 6 on the Buckeye Show.
New special guests in everything scarlet and gray, The Fan. No, I've never heard of the band on T-Bone's shirt either. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Cavs got it done in their first game of the NBA playoffs on Saturday.
Woohoo!
Yeah, they beat the Raptors. They lead the series 1-0. They will play again tonight, game 2. They obviously
Cavs in 5.
All right, I like the prediction.
And then they're going to play the Orlando Magic.
Probably.
Oh man, I tell you what.
Probably.
Man, that game 1 of the Pistons. I know Cade's kind of been coming back from an injury, but he didn't look bad at all. He had 40 points or 39 points or whatever it was. Problem with the Pistons was they have no one else who can score.
They got Tobias Harris.
And how'd that go? How'd that go for him?
He hasn't been the same since they chose him over Jimmy Butler.
That was quite a decision.
I'd rather the Cavs play the Pistons than the Magic. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Well, yeah.
Pablo Banchero?
Man, it's a physical thing. They gonna like
the Magic or
Magic
they're a physical team. But now it's only been one game so far.
They took them to 7 when they played 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's true.
I think the Cavs was down and they had to come back and win game 7. It was kind of scary.
I remember that. Did you see, by the way, what the Spurs did? I mean, they
wiped the floor with them.
Yeah, they won their game.
Yes.
But did you see that they had the perhaps coolest ever? You know how they always do the wear this shirt, wear this. Let's like the shoe. They always want to do this like. Wear red if you're in this section and black if you're in this section. Let's put a stripe down the middle of the shoe. And that didn't really work out because everyone has to bring their own shirt. But NBA playoffs, these teams provide the shirts to you.
Okay.
And so their court, you remember how the court that they've been using this year a lot is the one that looks like the old 90s court where it's got like pink and green and orange on it. Well, they extended that out into the crowd into like a kind of abstract design where every section there was different like geometric shapes of color. I can't even describe it on the radio how cool this thing looked. It may be one of the coolest crowd things I've ever seen. And what they did during the game was when people showed up to their high-priced playoff seats, game 1, San Antonio Spurs, these people would come sit in these seats and they would refuse to put the shirts on. They put these people on camera and had the crowd boo them and shame them until they got their shirts on.
The Spurs are bullying fans into wearing their shirts.
Good. If you're now, I don't think you should do that if you're not providing the clothing. But if you have the clothing provided, then I think that's totally fine. If you're giving me a shirt, I'm putting it on. As long as I can fit into it. I'm a fat guy.
Put on your shirt.
Yeah. I love that. All right, so the big news that broke over the weekend when it comes to the NFL, to me, is this Bengals trade for Dexter Lawerence, which we had talked about how Dexter Lawerence with the Giants, defensive lineman who is a game wrecker when he is in there. He is as powerful of a defensive rusher as you are ever going to see, at least on the interior defensive line. He is really good. However, he did not like what was going on in New York. He did not like following all these Giants former players that had gone on to play elsewhere and had pretty good success, like Saquon Barkley. He said, I don't like the direction we're heading in. I would prefer a trade. I don't like the fact that last year I played awesome. I got double teamed all the time, even though my numbers were down. When I'm on the field, I change things. I want to get paid. Giants didn't want to do that. He said, fine, then trade me. I'm out of here. The Bengals trade away their 10th pick, their first-round pick, 10th overall pick for Dexter Lawerence. How do you feel, Tyvis, about that move?
It's not bad at all. I think that I was just shocked that they actually was going to pay him. Now, I know it's a 1-year extension onto his deal, so I think they got him locked up for 3 years. But he is probably, listen, they ranked dead last in rush defense last year. And I always tell everybody, we all get so enamored with these edge rushers. Oh, we got to have this defensive end. No, you got to have that defensive tackle, because the defensive tackle stops the run, is the middle, is the anchor of your defense. And what I like about Dexter Lawerence is he actually provides pass rush as well, which is the hardest thing to avoid. If you're a quarterback or a running back, you ask them, where's the hardest way, what's the hardest thing to avoid? It's that pressure straight down the middle, because it's hard to get away from. If you're a running back, you got to stop and start your feet. Like, you don't want to do that. You want to get the ball and get going. So to me, I thought they probably not going to get Sonny Styles. They probably not going to get Caleb Downs. So how could they get another guy that could be impactful? Go get Dexter Lawerence. So I like it. I like it for the start, because if he stops the run and he provides a pass rush from the middle, to me, you can go get a couple of more pieces in the draft, and you can have a really good, solid defense for this upcoming year. It's not going to be one that's going to go from like 32nd to top 5. I'm not saying that. But if you could go 32nd to 20, that's all you really need.
What have
with
we
that
talked
offense.
about? How many times have we said if they just had a replacement level defense in Cincinnati, just a middle of the road?
That's all you really need for that. That offense is going to put up points like that. You just need a couple of stops a game.
Now you got to keep Glass Legs Joe upright and make sure that he can stay out there for 17 games and plus playoffs, right? But the reality is, if he's healthy and you have a defense that's functional, and he definitely helps make your defense more than functional. Let me give you a Dexter Lawerence stat, because I understand if you're a Bengals fan saying, but we had the 10th overall pick. I do feel a little bit like saying, man, but we gave up the 10th overall pick to get a known stud NFL player. That's a little bit like on Family Guy when Peter Griffin has the choice of either getting a boat or the mystery box, and his quote is, well, the boat is just a boat, but the mystery box could be anything. It could even be a boat. Like, at some point, don't you want a guy who just comes in and is reliable and plays and is awesome?
Yes.
You could get that with the 10th overall pick. How'd your first-round pick that you drafted on the defensive line do last year? Answer, not great.
Well, this could help him out.
Well, yes, it could.
It could help him out.
Now,
instead of having two opposite edge rushers, if you put those two together and you have to double team Dexter Lawerence, now you give Shamar a one-on-one situation. Maybe he actually, instead of the pressure, he actually gets the sack.
Now,
this could be a career-changing thing for Shamar. He was probably doing backflips when he seen them make this trade.
Well, to your point, and again, pressures are not the only name of the game. You actually need to get sacks. But do you know this stat about Dexter Lawerence? This is from Warren Sharp, who does a very good analytic breakdown of football across the NFL. He's a worthy follow on Twitter at Sharp Football. Here are the pressures that have been attained by anyone aligned at nose tackle since the 2022 season.
Okay.
Dexter Lawerence leads the league in that category of pressures from the nose tackle position at 108. You want to take a stab at what the number is for the guy who's second? I said Dexter Lawerence has 108.
42.
32. Vita Vea.
That's because
good player.
That's because Aaron Donald's not playing anymore.
Well, last I checked, Aaron Donald, even if he was playing, isn't going against these guys. It's just, yes, Aaron Donald. So you're saying Aaron Donald might be as good as that?
As 108?
Yeah.
Aaron Donald will probably be 208.
Okay, I mean, I'm saying the number 2 guy in the NFL, if you're saying, oh, I don't know if he's worth it, he's tripled the second best guy in the league in this category.
Yeah.
DJ Jones, DJ Reader, Jordan Davis, Quinnen Williams has 19 pressure. Quinnen Williams, are we under any illusions that he sucks? Like, Quinnen Williams has 19 of these. The guy the Bengals just got has 108 pressures from the nose tackle spot. I'm pointing out that you have made a trade that is not a maybe.
They still need. Who is their corner?
They've got to fix other parts of their defense, but they've been making moves this offseason
with their second round.
I'm just saying, you are not building for the future. You need to win now. You have Joe Burrow in his prime. You have Jamar Chase in his prime. You have all these weapons on offense. You got to win now.
The Bengals should hope that Jermod McCoy guy from Tennessee, they should hope that his knee is bad as people say, so he can slide to the second round and they could draft him.
That would be ideal. Get him too.
For the Bengals fans that are like, oh man, we want this 10th pick and we want to get a rookie on the rookie wage scale and yada yada yada. Here are their first round picks since Jamar Chase: Daxton Hill,
that's their corner, right
Miles
there.
Murphy, Amarius Mims, and Shamar Stewart.
Yeah, I'm just saying you're taking an unknown versus a known. So I'll take the known and I'll pay more for it. That's fine. A former NBA Hall of Famer has some great things to say about Ohio State basketball. You hear him next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Towards the east side, we are seeing a disabled vehicle 70 eastbound heading outside of the city at State Route 204, also by that Eastern Road area. That right shoulder is currently blocked, but really not causing any delays with that incident, thankfully. For our friends over in New Albany, of course, traffic picking up in your area. Lots of cars on the road, 161 eastbound, closer towards New Albany Road and by 62. Hey, not all roads are bad this Monday morning. Grove City's looking perfect. 270 eastbound, 62 eastbound, and 71 northbound. No issues to report as of right now. I'm 10 TV's Brina Albizu with your fan traffic.
Friday, May 1st, the Columbus Aviators take the field at 8 p.m. and the first 5,000 fans score a Jim Tressel bobblehead. Get your tickets at uflaviators.com. Before the lights go down, before the first chord hits, start your night the right way with Jameson Irish Whiskey at the ultimate pre-concert party. Join us at the O on Lane for ice-cold drinks, great vibes, and the smooth taste of Jameson flowing all night long. Grab your crew, raise a glass, and get concert ready with Jameson specials, music, and the kind of energy that only happens before the show. Jameson at the O on Lane, where the night really begins. Drink responsibly. Taste responsibly. Jameson Irish Whiskey, product of Ireland. 40% alcohol by volume, 80 proof. Copyright 2025. Imported by John Jameson Import Company, New York, New York.
Have you lost your energy, not feeling it in the bedroom anymore? It could be your testosterone, even if you're a woman. Find out now for free. Synergenics and Low T Center are offering free testosterone testing for both men and women. Stop by or book today at fixmylowt.com.
Columbus drivers, Ford is making it easy to drive home happy with special financing that works for all credit situations. At Capital Ford of Columbus, save up to $10,000 off MSRP on remaining 2025 Ford Escapes in stock. No matter your credit, Capital Ford of Columbus has programs to get you approved fast and into any new or used Ford in stock. Don't miss out. These incredible offers end April 30th. Head to Capital Ford of Columbus at 1090 South Hamilton Road today or get pre-approved at capitalfordofcolumbus.com.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Wilson, energy bills have been crazy as of late, which has had our phone ringing off the hook. Pella windows give you both a home makeover and often an energy bill makeover.
We hear that all the time at the other window place. We love the makeover. No, wait. We want a do-over. That's what they say. Is do-over and makeover the same thing?
Get the windows that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
For decades, Morgan & Morgan has represented hundreds of thousands of people at their hour of need. Injuries on the job, car crashes, medical malpractice, and nursing home abuse, Social Security claims, dangerous drugs, and dangerous products. We became America's largest injury firm for a reason, and no firm is even close. Then we got to thinking, what if we could prevent these terrible events before they occurred? So we built the AI-powered People Protector. Simply visit peopleprotector.com and type in the product you have questions about before you buy it. Children's toys and accessories, cars, drugs, products, you name it, we got it. With our success, we decided to pay it forward for all of America. Our way of saying thank you for your trust all these years. Morgan & Morgan, protecting America. And if you've already been injured, just visit us at forthepeople.com.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Skip Mussick has been on the Fan for nearly 80 years, and during that time, he's worn many hats. Executive producer for Ohio State Athletics, talk show host, private detective when Ron Stokes loses his phone.
Somebody do something!
He's done it all. But his proudest accomplishment, host of Tee to Green. If it has anything to do with golf in Central Ohio, Skip's on it. Cheers to the next 80-year skipper. And listen to Tee to Green Saturday mornings at 9 here on The Fan.
Truck drivers, maximize your miles and earn top pay as a team driver at Schneider. Schneider just raised its pay for team drivers and has the freight to keep you moving. More business with small package parcel shippers creates new opportunities with DC to DC drop and hook freight. The advantages don't stop there. Schneider's teams also enjoy the newest trucks with factory installed power inverters and outlets, refrigerators, and memory foam mattresses. Join now and sign-on bonuses of up to $16,000 per team may be available. Find your team driving job at SchneiderJobs.com.
Common Man here for GoGermain.com. I have been telling you about my friends at Germain for a long time, and it's because they bring the goods. And right now, you get $3,000 over Kelley Blue Book on your trade during the Germain Trade and Upgrade Sales Event. Yes, cue the trumpets. Nearly 4,000 new and pre-owned vehicles, plus an extra $3,000 on your trade means your budget goes further. And with their $1,000 price promise, no one's going to sell you a car for less. Get started now at GoGermain.com.
All your favorite Fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. 2 men, 1 appendix. This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
Thought I would double check it, and it's not wrong. I Googled Bengals' biggest draft needs. This is from Ben Baby, who covers the Bengals.
Oh, I love Ben.
April 13th, 2026, so nary a week ago. The number one need for the Bengals is defensive tackle. Oh. Well, I think they addressed that, I would say, with Dexter Lawerence. So, I mean, look, you never know. Injuries can happen. All kinds of stuff can happen. But, like, that guy had a down year last year, and like you said, he's an automatic double team.
I look at it like this for Bengals fans out
down
there.
Is in air quotes in case people didn't catch that.
When the Cincinnati made the Super Bowl and years after that, their defense they lost pieces every year, but to me, the most significant piece that they lost over the past few years, it wasn't Jesse Bates. I know a lot of people's like, oh, it's Jesse Bates. No, it was DJ Reader. That's the guy. Yeah. Because DJ Reader, as a Browns fan, DJ Reader was probably one of the only players in the division that when he played the Browns, Nick Chubb didn't have big games because he just knew how to stop Nick Chubb and stop that rushing attack from Cleveland. And ever since he's been gone, that's been a big issue that they have not fixed. And people think, oh, you can fix it. We got Trey Hendrickson. We're good. You can run away from Trey Hendrickson. If you got somebody that's down the middle getting that vertical pressure, you can't get away from that guy. So to me, that's why I like this pick for them. And I think he can fix a lot of things. If you play linebacker, you want really good defensive tackles because they can't push up to the second level to get hands on you. You don't have to worry about trying to fight off these guards or a center getting up to your level because they have to try to stop Dexter Lawerence, which then free flows those linebackers. It keeps their jerseys clean. They can get to the ball and make plays. To me, that's what I think is going to happen. I think that's why it was so significant that they went out and got Dexter Lawerence.
Yeah, and if you go look at some of the draft analysts and everybody has we've analyzed this draft now for so long. It's still we're going to do it again this week. Thursday, first round. All the coverage will be right here on the Fan. But
I'll be in Cleveland.
I'm excited for you to get to do that. I'm excited to not have to do any of that and to be here.
I'll be right back Friday.
Here's what I'll tell you though is that there were a lot of people starting to have this conversation about how at 10 that spot was you're not necessarily going to get the number one guy probably that you would have hoped. It's just kind of like
it's going to be a lot of defensive guys that's going to fly. A lot of
for what the Bengals needed. Yeah. It would be tough to find exactly what they needed with that number 10 pick.
A lot of impactful guys like you want to see them come in and make an impact right now. Those guys will probably be gone by the time 10 come around.
Now they don't have to worry about that.
No.
They just they addressed it. And for the Giants standpoint, not that most of us care about that, but now they have 2 top 10 picks for their new head coach. So, I mean, I get why they made the move.
It makes me worry about the Cardinal Tate at 5 now. I'm like, oh, man.
Well, yeah, because if you were thinking, well, they want to go defense, well, they still can at 10. Yeah. So, yeah, something to keep an eye on there. It does. I think that affects the Browns draft too, for sure. So we will talk more about that as we continue to go along. But I saw that some NBA royalty was out at the Shoe for the spring game on Saturday. Scottie Pippen in the house.
Yeah.
His son, Justin, is now going to be a member of the Ohio State men's basketball program. Scottie was talking with Adam King, and this is a little bit of their interaction where I believe King asked him something to the effect of, what do you think of this atmosphere here in the stadium for this spring game?
That's great. It's a great atmosphere here. It's a great visit for us. So I'm looking forward to seeing my son become a part of the Buckeye family.
What is it about the Buckeye family that made you guys want to be a part of it?
Well, it's a lot of things played in the factor. I mean, I think we want to come to a team that's ready to compete for a national championship. I think just the comfort of being around Coach Diebler. He recruited my son, Scottie, out of high school and never got a chance to coach him. But so he told me that before he recruited Justin that he would like to coach a Pippen. So I have the confidence and the belief in what he's doing here. And I'm giving him my son and looking forward to some great things.
That's nice. That's all I have to say about that.
Did you hear that?
It's great.
Competing for national championships.
Great. Do you want me to actually tell you what I think, or do you want me to just keep the vibes going? Because everybody was really happy that Scottie Pippen was hanging around Ohio State. And I am too. I think that's cool. I love, Scottie Pippen's an NBA legend. Say what you will about his time with the Bulls. Some people believe that, that time where he quit on his team in the playoffs, some people don't like that. Whatever. Scottie's one of my all-time great.
It got to do with anything.
What do you mean, what's it got to do with anything? Some people don't like Scottie Pippen. I'm someone who happens to believe he's one of the greatest players in NBA history. So I root for Scottie Pippen.
Why is Michael Jordan allowed to quit on his team, but Scottie Pippen's not? That's what I want to know.
One of them. One of those two people retired in part maybe because of gambling issues, but also because his dad got murdered. So there's that. Like that aspect of it, probably I would give a little bit of a. I'd forgive Michael Jordan for that.
He quit on his team for a season and a half. That's
now,
what happened.
I could point out, but again, we're trying to keep the vibes good, so I don't want to do this. Just want you to know, my arm is being twisted to just be honest with you. Because what I might bring up is, do you know where Justin Pippen was prior to this year at Cal, where he averaged like 15 a game? Was very good.
Wolverines.
Oh, at Michigan.
Yeah.
Well, you just heard Scottie Pippen say that he thinks Ohio State is ready to win a national championship in college basketball. Mm-hmm. My question would be compete for a national championship. Not win, you're right. Compete for a national championship. My question is, how good is that family at evaluating who's ready to compete for a national championship or not? Because they were at Michigan last year, prior to this one, and they said, I don't think we can win here, and left to go to Cal. So I'm just pointing out that perhaps their evaluation of where a program is not. Is that okay to say that maybe the Pippen evaluation of when a team's ready to win is not the one we want? Is all I'm trying to tell you. Because they looked at Michigan and said, "Nah, no thanks. Can't win there."
It probably
and Michigan went and won the national championship.
Was it one of those situations where he wasn't going to play, so he had to go get some.
Started.
Tyvis.
What was that? Say it again.
Was it one of
louder for people in the back?
I'm saying.
What was that?
Was it one of those situations where he wasn't going to play with the Wolverines, so he went to Cal to get the experience, and now that he's gained some experience, now he's transferring back to a team that he feels like is ready to go because they made it to the dance this year.
Scottie Pippen, my guy. That's sorry. What do you want me to do? You want me to just keep these thoughts in my head? My wife says the answer is yes. I'm being told my wife says just keep those thoughts in your head. All right, fine.
I mean, he did average 14 points a game for Cal. He's a good I wouldn't say he's as
what
good
did Cal
as a
do? I'm trying to remember. What did Cal do in the NCAA tournament this year? I forget. What did they?
I think they were there.
I couldn't even tell you if they were there or not, to be honest.
They were in the NIT.
Oh, so you're not pumped about them getting Jimmy Williams from Duquesne?
Hey, they did get Jimmy Williams from Duquesne. Shout out to him. He's a redshirt senior, averaged also like 15 points a game.
Yeah.
So if both those guys come here and do that in the Big Ten, we're going to have quite the team. I would say that, along with what's the dude we got from the Big Lots dude from the Balkans Big Lots guy? It's not.
Take me to the Balkans, please.
Andrea Yelovich, that guy.
My guy.
The guy that Kentucky didn't want.
Why is it that?
Okay.
Do you think that the fans for the Wolverines was jumping up and down when they heard some of the names that they got?
When who?
When they got them transfers last year. It's about identifying the talent. Maybe he sees them as guys that fit, and to us, it was not the big 5-star guy, but they come in and serve a purpose.
Do we really want to have this argument, or we just want to leave it alone? Because I just
saying.
pointed out the guy that up
saying.
in Michigan is coaching up there, identified talent at other places and got those teams. Got a team to a Final Four at a place that no one had ever heard of for basketball.
Why can't this be that situation?
Yeah, Bone, why not?
Why not? You're right. Why not? That's what I say. In fact, the half marathon for Columbus is coming up. Is that this weekend, Columbus half marathon? Why not? I'm just going to go run it. Have I trained at all? No. But you know what? It could happen. Why not? I love that.
It could.
Great mentality.
I know some people that did the 4-miler said they just fresh off the couch.
That's good. I don't know that that's the same as a half marathon, but these are all right. You know what? I'll tell you. We will audible here because I had something else planned, but some audio has come to my attention. Apparently, the athletic director at Ohio State, Ross Bjork, had some things to say about the improvements they're talking about making to the shoe. You will hear what he said coming up next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
For this entire week, we can expect bridge work to continue being done in downtown Columbus. We're talking 315 in that northbound direction at 70. That portion will be closed tonight until Thursday. We're talking 11 o'clock in the evening till 5 the next morning. As for that alternate route, we like to call it the tour of downtown. 71 northbound to 70 eastbound. Then back on 71, 670 westbound. And from there, you can head northbound over towards 315. Also note here with this really big project, once again, downtown by 315 and 71, ramps will be closed in this area, including Greenlawn Avenue, that ramp to 71 northbound. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Spring into fun at the Columbus Zoo. Warmer days are right around the corner, and there's no better place to make memories. See tigers up close, watch playful otters splash and swim, and catch the baby elephants in action. All in one amazing visit. Looking for a later start? With our Zoo After 2 p.m. deal, you can enjoy all the adventure for $19.95. Plan your visit today and make the Columbus Zoo part of your spring break plans. Learn more at columbuszoo.org.
Colin Man here for Hollywood Casino Columbus.
Oh, Mikey, did you know something new is coming and it's right around the corner?
What is it?
Now you can stay while you play. It's the all-new Hollywood Casino Columbus Hotel. It's coming June 12th, and we want you to celebrate with us as we open the doors with a can't-miss concert and festival.
And here's something for you this month. It's the Win Your Way drawings on select Wednesdays and Saturdays. You can score $100,000. Plus, coming in May, it's the Hollywood Tribute Concert Series.
Ooh, must be 21 to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter, and spring is here, and it's time to hit the road with something new from Germain Toyota. Right now, get into a rugged 2026 Toyota Tundra with just 2.99% financing for up to 72 months. Power, performance, and capability ready for every spring adventure. Or cruise into the season with a 2026 Tacoma SR5 for only $299 a month for 36 months and $39.99 due at signing. Fresh deals, fresh rides. Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road or online at germaintoyota.net.
Grilling season starts now at Billiards Plus. Shop top-of-the-line grills and turn every cookout into a win. Then bring the fun inside with pool tables, shuffleboard, and more. Everything for the ultimate game room. Billiards Plus. Grills, games, and good times. Online or on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
When you saw your heating bills this winter, did you think this is out of control? The problem is your house is leaking money, and the only thing higher than your heating bills are your cooling bills. Steve here from USA Insulation. Let us fix your energy bill problem for good. If you aren't foam insulated, you really aren't insulated. For $99 a month, interest-free, we'll foam your home and help cut those energy bills. 529-2440 or USAinsulation.net.
USA Insulation.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At Tri-State Men's Health, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills.
We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. Tri-State Men's Health, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
Fall is a season of change, and Hinderer Motor Company is turning over a new leaf with big savings. This is Justin Hinderer. Right now, any one of our participating locations is paying up to $3,500 over Kelley Blue Book value. That's right. Drive in your current vehicle and leave with one of ours today. Don't wait. The leaves are falling and so are the prices. At Hinderer Motor Company, we love what moves you.
Protect your home or business with Ramos Roofing. Trusted roofing, siding, and gutter solutions with free estimates and flexible financing. Call 614-761-7663 or visit RamosRoofingOhio.com today. Ramos Roofing. Reliable, local, built right.
Spring cleaning isn't just for your house, it's for your life. If your job is getting old, it's time to clear the clutter and spring into IT. Go to My Computer Career.
My Computer Career helped me get the skills and certifications I needed to start a new life as an IT professional in months, not years.
Earn the certifications the top employers are looking for right now. Visit mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation to see if it's time to spring into IT. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Educators, healthcare workers, first responders, and military. The Columbus Aviators salute you with $10 tickets to any home game. Get yours at UFLaviators.com.
Get Eco.
ECO. When your drain is clogged, our drain team will clear it for just $93. If we can't clear it, it's free. And we guarantee it will stay clear for at least a year, or we'll clear it again for free.
Get Eco.
ECO. Go to geteco.com.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good morning, I'm Dylan Gonzalez. The Cleveland Guardians beat the Baltimore Orioles 8-4 yesterday. Jose Ramirez hit 2 home runs and Brian Rocchio had 3 RBI in the win. The Guards will start a series with the Astros tonight at 6:10. The Cincinnati Reds were also victorious yesterday. They defeated the Minnesota Twins 7-4 in 10 innings. They'll travel to Tampa to play the Rays tonight. Coverage starts just after 6 on the Fan 2. The Cleveland Cavaliers won Game 1 of their first-round matchup with the Toronto Raptors, 126-113 on Saturday. Game 2 is tonight at 7 on Peacock. And in the NFL, we had a big trade over the weekend as the Cincinnati Bengals traded the 10th overall pick in this year's draft to acquire defensive tackle Dexter Lawerence from the New York Giants. This update is sponsored by Turbo Track Realty. Done with that property? Call John Kozich at Turbo Track Realty for a cash offer today. 614-470-2000.
When Tyvis looks at Bone, he sees the future. Bald, fat, white. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
All right, we're doing stuff as a human race that doesn't need to happen, okay? I see this news out of Beijing, China, okay, over the weekend.
Yeah.
And I've seen it I've watched it on 10 TV. They've been running a clip of it too.
Yep.
Of this humanoid robot called Lightning that ran a half marathon. We were just talking about it. We were talking about running half marathons, and I said, I'm not going to go run a half marathon. It's not likely. Sitting on the couch, I got to get up and do some exercise. Well, Lightning, a running robot developed by Chinese smartphone maker Honor, finished a 21-kilometer run, which is a half marathon distance, 13.2 miles, in a stunning 50 minutes and 26 seconds, beating the human world record by more than 6 minutes. The human record, 57 minutes and 20 seconds, is held by a Ugandan runner named Jacob Kiplimo, according to World Athletics. So this thing, it's a red robot. It has little arms and legs, and it's running along. And the road had a divider on it of signage, like sponsors and whatever. And the human runners were on one side, and this guy was running on the other side, this little robot thing.
Yes.
And the robot beat obviously all those humans, but also set the world record.
Of course it did.
Well, for their next trick, we're going to get a Honda Civic out there, and you're going to find that it actually did it even quicker. Like, what is the breaking news here? That a machine is better than humans at going fast. We've known this. We all fly on airplanes. Breaking news. Robots have figured out how to fly. They're called airplanes, and we fly them.
I think the news is that they got the technology. It's like they figuring out ways to get a robot to run on pace on a course.
Here's what we need to do
for an entire race. Maybe that's what it's.
Do you understand that right now there are human beings who could be making some of the most beautiful music, art? They could be the best caregivers. They could be awesome at, I don't know, doing something cool and fun that we need as humans, stuff that we're always going to need. Yet those humans are tasked with stuff that we also need as humans, but we don't have any good ideas on how to fix it, like removing the trash from our neighborhoods. There's garbage men who probably would be very good at doing something else, but this is the job they've got. This is the job that they found a way to make money at. And what I'm saying is, why are we not celebrating the robots that learn how to pick up trash and throw it away? Why are we making them run? No one needs a robot to run faster, unless you're a government that wants the robots to come and chase you down, like in Terminator 2. I don't know why we're trying to make a T-1000 robot. Why are we doing this? We don't. Oh, this robot's also good at firing a gun. It's more accurate than any human. Why are we building this? Build a robot that can pick up the trash, and humans don't have to do that anymore.
No, because then that cuts a job salary.
No, but then we can have another job over here that's like, hey, now we don't have to worry about trash pickup anymore. So we have this other opportunity to we'll finance art, and now you could be like a painter. I'm just saying. Instead, we got the robots doing all the artwork. AI's doing the artwork, and we got the humans picking up the trash.
That needs to be the other way around. Never let no robot beat him. That's all I know.
That's a good pull by you. I forgot about John Henry, the legend of John Henry.
John Henry,
the steam engine.
Rode this robot.
Shut down the steam engine, right? Yep. The steam hammer. Was that what it was?
And he died.
Putting in the railroad ties.
He died doing it.
Yes, he did.
You say,
but he won. That's what matters.
Yeah.
He's a winner at all costs.
Right. That's it. You got it.
You say that this is not breaking news, but I have somewhat breaking news from Adam Schefter.
Oh,
he tweeted about a half hour ago. The Eagles remain open to trading A.J. Brown. The Patriots remain highly interested in acquiring the star receiver, and conversations are expected to resume shortly on or before June 1st, likely culminating in a deal per league sources. As one source said about the Patriots' pursuit of Brown, they'll definitely be engaging by then. A trade to New England is now considered likely.
Okay, so that is some breaking news, but I will just say I felt like that was kind of the consensus, right, was that A.J. Brown was likely to be on the move. And that it wouldn't happen until June 1st because of his contract.
His cap number goes from $40 million to $16 million after June 1st.
Oh yeah, that'll get it done right there.
I mean, once
I'd wait too.
Once they traded for Dontavius Wicks, you kind of knew why did you go get that type of receiver? You kind of you knew A.J. Brown was probably out the door. He's been very vocal about his love for Mike Vrabel and all those things, so it's not shocking, not one bit, that he's probably going to end up in New England.
That would be a reunion of those two from
Tennessee.
Their Tennessee Titan days.
Yeah. By the way, did you see the NFL? Apparently, that came out that I saw Mike Florio had this that Diana Rossini's been getting investigated and
she's athletic. Hero.
Well, she's a hero.
Yeah,
I didn't hear
she
that.
saved that old
man.
Saved the old man.
Yeah, I missed that. That's right. I forgot all about that. There was a car accident, right? Was it New Jersey?
I believe
there was a car accident somewhere, and she allegedly ran in and helped pull someone from the wreckage.
Yeah.
Wow.
What
Good for
timing?
her.
Her PR people were like,
sick.
who's willing to sacrifice their grandpa who's senile and can't drive? Send them on the road.
That's how you thought. I thought it was the agent just went out and T-boned somebody and then knocked him over. And it was Daddy, get in there. She's in the next car behind him now do I go? Do I go now?
It was a 73-year-old
I don't have a Jaws of Life with me. I'm not sure what to do. I thought it would be a simple, just open the door and help him out.
It was a 73-year-old man and his dog.
Oh, wow. And she saved the dog.
They flipped the Jeep.
Throw the dog in there. People love dogs.
That's great.
Well, I'm surprised Kirk Herbstreit didn't retweet this and be like, oh, what a hero. She saved the dog.
Yeah, he doesn't care about the old man. Just as long as the dog's good. That's Herbie's concern. Now, what I bring this up is because Florio had a piece that said Apparently, they reached out to the Patriots and said, "Are you investigating Mike Vrabel for any of whatever allegedly happened between him and Diana Rossini?" They reached out to the NFL and said, "Are you investigating anything that happened there?" And they said, "No."
They said, "How about new?
We don't care. We do not care at all about that." Which is, I mean, not a surprise, right? The guy who owns the Patriots had quite some allegations against them with a massage parlor in Florida last I checked, and he still owns the Patriots. So yeah, they're not doing anything with that. They don't care. They don't. I mean, now could you have a case to be made that, because now the new report out is that Diane Rossini and Mike Vrabel were coordinating behind the scenes what their response was going to be, that they were going to get their story straight about. Now, again, that's all alleged. I don't know if that's been confirmed, but the point is, if that's going on, that's the time that you've spent where you could have been, I don't know, preparing for the draft. That now, but you know what? If we all knew the personal lives of all these NFL coaches, we probably would be shocked. At least with some of them, we would know a lot more about it that we don't necessarily need to. Diana Rossini's issue was not that she had a personal, issue or whatever with having an affair. It's that she's allegedly correct. It's the fact that if that is the case at all, you're being pictured too closely to someone that you're supposed to cover, someone that you vote on for awards in the NFL, that your objectivity is being called into question. That's a reporting sin. That's not a moral sin.
I'm sure we're going to know the whole truth when the book comes out in about 15 years.
You think so?
Yep.
Well, that would be, I'll read it. You tell me.
It's gonna be a New York Times bestseller.
Tell me when that book's out. I'm definitely going to read it 100%.
Tell-all book.
You ever going to get a tell-all book written about you?
I tell it all. I tell it all every day I'm on this mic.
That's right. You sure do. Nothing left unturned here. No stone left unturned. How'd you feel about doing the game when you did the spring game this weekend? Did you feel good after how that all went?
It was one of the top moments in my life so far. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I didn't know how much I would love it. It's like my passion came back out. I get on the mic and. When you do
I get it. Dylan, you hear that? Here, it's just boring old hat. We've stolen his joy.
Yeah, because you two are Debbie Downers. Sorry, y'all two just so negative about everything. I can't even talk about the basketball team. I can't even be excited for transfers because of Tebow.
We talked a lot about the basketball team this year.
Yeah, the whites are good.
I don't know if that was exactly how it went, but there's something like that, sure.
Where does this rank in versus when Indiana Jones killed the Arabian and Raiders of the Lost Ark for greatest moments of your entire life? That's what I want to know.
Listen,
it was one of the greatest moments of his life.
Still mad at you.
They are. They will continue to be. All right, we didn't get to it. We'll do it next. Ross Bjork was talking about the changes that could be coming to Ohio Stadium during the spring game. He had this conversation. You will hear what he said next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
For this entire week, we can expect bridge work to continue being done in downtown Columbus. We're talking 315 in that northbound direction at 70. That portion will be closed tonight until Thursday. We're talking 11 o'clock in the evening to 5 the next morning. As for that alternate route, we like to call it the tour of downtown, 71 northbound to 70 eastbound, then back on 71, 670 westbound, and from there you can head northbound over towards 315. Also note here with this really big project, once again downtown by 315 and 71, ramps will be closed in this area, including Greenlawn Avenue, that ramp to 71 northbound. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter, and spring is here, and it's time to hit the road with something new from Germain Toyota. Right now, get into a rugged 2026 Toyota Tundra with just 2.99% financing for up to 72 months. Power, performance, and capability ready for every spring adventure. Or cruise into the season with a 2026 Tacoma SR5 for only $299 a month for 36 months and $39.99 due at signing. Fresh deals, fresh rides. Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road or online at germaintoyota.net.
Hi, this is Dee Miller for Synergenics and Low T Center. Have you lost your energy? Do you feel yourself losing confidence and gaining weight? Are you not feeling it in the bedroom anymore? It could be testosterone, even if you're a woman. Book your free testosterone test now at fixmylowt.com. Testosterone is one of the hormones that controls energy, confidence, and sex drive too for both men and women. And when testosterone is low or unbalanced, it drains your energy, alters your mood, affects your body, and decreases your sex drive. Want to find out if your testosterone is unbalanced? Find out now for free. Synergenics and Low T Center are offering free testosterone testing for both men and women. It takes about 20 minutes to get results, and then you're out the door with answers. All our providers are licensed experts in their fields. They'll tell you what you need to know to meet your goals and suggest treatments made for you, tailored to your body, your lifestyle, and your budget. Stop by or book today at fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com.
This is Gordon Miller from Miller Lending, the original home of the no-cost mortgage. If you've been in the market for a new home or just wanted to take advantage of lower rates, recent events have shown exactly why Miller Lending chose to offer a way around bad timing with our no closing cost program. With no fees rolled in or charged, including the cost of title insurance, you can simply close on today's rates and refinance free of charge as rates improve. Over the past several months, we spoke to numerous borrowers who had heard rates were coming down and chose to wait. We explained that if rates did fall, you could simply update a few documents and refinance again, but why take the chance? So when rates spiked a 0.5% recently, not only was I disappointed that we couldn't help those who waited, but also for those buying a home who just saw a sharp increase to their monthly payment. So while we can't control the market, we can offer an alternative. Eliminate timing and say goodbye to closing costs forever. 877-9-NO-COST, or simply apply online at nocostmortgage.com. Miller Lending is an equal housing lender and MLS number 250-2146.
We're hiring at Don's Garage Doors. No experience? No problem. We provide full training, a brand new van, top-of-the-line tools, a gas card, and steady jobs with weekly pay. This isn't just a job. It's a career with real growth, great pay, and job security. Our team members go from training to 6 figures, and we're ready to help you do the same. Don't wait. Apply now at donsgaragedoors.com.
Hey there, I'm Brad. I'm about to win the Tuesday Night Bowling League Championship. I'm also a highway worker for the Ohio Department of Transportation. When you move over and slow down, you're not only giving me room to work, you're making sure I can bowl the winning strike with my buddies.
Roadside workers have lives and families, but when they're on the job, they put it all on the line to protect and serve us. Remember, they're not just roadside workers. Thank you for moving over and slowing down.
Brought to you by ODOT, USDOT, NHTSA, and ODPS.
What's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of your favorite fan shows?
Oh no.
Download the Fan app, silly.
Ah, damn it, I knew that.
App Store, Google Play, or just scream right at your phone. Psst, you can also listen to Buckeye games. Do it now.
Ohio delivers elections you can trust through unparalleled accuracy. In every election, we feature a thorough bipartisan audit with a consistent 99.9% accuracy rate. Make your plan to vote at voteohio.gov. Absentee ballots must be returned by Election Day.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state. The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at onnradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A frosty and cold start for us with wake-up temperatures just around the freezing mark. And then this afternoon, plenty of sunshine and cool with highs in the low 50s. For tonight, mostly clear with lows in the upper 30s. And then for Tuesday, mostly sunny and warmer with breezy winds and highs in the mid-70s. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
We've test marketed naming the show A Guy and His Butlers.
Oh, that is very touching.
But we thought Bishop and Friends had a better ring to it.
Weekday mornings at 9.
The Fan. If it's 4:30 in the morning and you see a ginger version of Dom DeLuise speeding down 33, don't panic. It's just T-Bone.
We are driving. We are driving.
We like driving. We like driving.
You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
We are eating.
We are eating.
All right, so you have looked at your garage floor every day for however many years you've had this house where you've seen this garage, and it has, maybe over time gotten worse and you kind of ignored it, but the epoxy job that's on there has chipped up. The paint is chipping up. Maybe you don't even have one of those. Maybe it's just the bare concrete floor, and it's disgusting. It's got cracks and pits in it. Get all that fixed with Comer & Cross. They will transform your garage with the gleaming new Comer & Cross garage floor in one day. Doesn't matter if it has a bad paint job or epoxy job on it. Doesn't matter if it's got those stains, those cracks. They can fix all of that with their premium floor coating. And right now, they're going to take 50% off installation from Comer & Cross when you call them at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR to get your brand new garage floor. In fact, the Comer & Cross garage floor is the gold standard. It's guaranteed to never chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint. ever. Plus, they'll take stuff out of your garage, get the job done in a day. Only pros come and put this Comer and Cross floor in. People who know how to put it installed, no subcontractors, people who aren't familiar with it. They will get this job done right. You will love it, and you'll get installation for 50% off right now. Call them today, 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, or go to comercross.com, COMER cross.com.
Are you celebrating the holiday today?
What holiday is that?
Hitler's birthday?
No.
Oh, no. That's not. No.
Today
is that today?
Today is a celebration. It's a very artistic celebration. It's one of those ones where it's a plant that grows. And if you just so happen to set it on fire, there are some effects.
Hey, the great Cat Williams.
Hungry, happy, sleepy.
It's April 20th. 420 is what you're saying. Yeah.
Now, I don't do those things. But for those people that do, make sure you're safe about it. That's all.
Yeah. I do have this question for the weed smoking among us, or the weed enjoyers among us.
Stay off the weed.
Duh. The Stephen A. with the duh at the end. Now, is it something that in the community, because I'm like you, I don't imbibe. I've had it a couple times. Like I did an edible once. I've never smoked anything.
That sounded very much like I didn't inhale. But
no. I did not have sexual relations with that joint. Not a single time. So, all right. Question. My guy. Not my guy.
You can't ask me because I have no idea.
No, but here's what I'm saying. I took one edible one time and I was like, I didn't feel anything, and that was it for me.
Did you go to sleep?
No, I would like we were at
up everything in the house.
We were at a bonfire.
Oh.
This was I mean, listen, Tyvis, this was a very of my people kind of thing.
Yeah, the whites are good.
We were like at a campfire. Everybody's taking edibles. I'm like, I don't want to be left out. I took one. Nothing happened.
So you did it to fit in.
I tried. I got peer pressured in, and I felt bad.
T-Bone, do you know what my stance on peer pressure is?
What's that?
Peer pressure is not real. Peer pressure is something that secretly deep down you want to try it, but you now have an excuse to blame other people to try it. Because
I did want to try it. You're right.
I have never had the interest of drinking or smoking in my life, and you can sit there and talk about it for all day long, and you can pressure me all you want. I'm not budging because
Dylan,
deep down, I don't want to do it.
Sounds like we have a new side quest on this show. Peer pressure Tyvis into drinking.
It's not going to happen.
By the way, if you are celebrating 420 and you get the munchies, I was scrolling while you were doing your read, T-Bone.
Oh, good.
And Rally's is offering a double spicy chicken sandwich, and they put a piece of cheese in between with lettuce and mayonnaise.
Oh,
that might be my mission after the show.
That sounds.
KFC need to bring the double down back.
Well, if you were ever going to pick a day to unveil some new snackage at a fast food place, 420 would be the day. But here's my question for those who do partake. Is it, if you are someone who smokes
all the time?
Well, whatever. If you smoke a little, if you smoke a lot, I don't know, whatever you do. If someone comes up to you and is like, oh, yeah, man, 420, I'm with you. I do the same thing. And then you're like, oh, yeah, do you get a pre-roll? And then they're like, no, I actually do the edibles. That's the only way
Does that count?
Do you? Well, I'm just saying, is there a division? Like among readers, people who like to read books. If you go to a book club and you show up with like your big thick book and it's dog-eared and you've been through it, and then someone else is like, oh yeah, I read that book too. I listened to it. I listened to it on audiobook. There's like a difference. It's like, okay, you still know the information, but it's different.
That's a great question.
I'm just asking, is that the same thing in the weed community? Because I don't know.
I feel like for the celebration, it's like, all things go. Edibles, smoking, all of that. Like, that's the whole point of the day. So, I don't know. I tell you what, the people that do it, the friend group that I know that do it, they look at edibles like that's not necessarily smoking. So
see, that's what I'm saying. Is like you're not smoking
because that's the thing. They're like, you never gonna smoke? No. And it's like, well, are you gonna ever do an edible? And I'm like, what? Is there a difference?
I don't know. I don't know. Like I'm saying in the community because I'm not a part of it. So let us know at Bone and Tyvis 971, or you can hop in the YouTube chat. Which is, if you're looking for where that all is.
Where the weed
It's in there. It's in the YouTube chat. Just go to 971 The Fan on YouTube and then click on T-Bone and Tyvis. You can get in the chat. But I'm curious. I don't know if there's like a delineation between that, because I figure someone who's like ripping a bong and someone who's like chewing on a gummy bear feels like two different experiences.
You don't get the same effect?
No, you very well may. The person chewing the gummy bear may be like high as a kite, and the guy who's ripping a bong may not have nearly the same. I don't know. This is what I need your help with. If you are a degenerate pothead, please let us know. Or if you, I'm just kidding. I don't think that of you. All right. So here, I've been avoiding this for like half an hour. Here's Ross Bjork. He was talking on our airwaves on Saturday during the spring game, about the fan survey they're putting out to figure out what, if any, changes need to come to Ohio Stadium and what those changes could be.
What's next? You know, how do our fans view it? How do season ticket holders view it? How do donors view it? How do people that maybe come to one game a year, you know, what kind of amenities do we really need to put around this stadium? Of course, we're going to study premium seating. That drives revenue. But the more revenue we have, we can actually do more things for the everyday fan as well. So if we can build out restrooms and concessions in spaces that we need it because we added more revenue, because we added more premium seating, there's sort of a whole layered approach. And to me, you know, the data needs to be our best friend in making these decisions. Is what's the right mixture? What are people willing to pay for? What's the pricing point? We're going to test some pricing points on some of these products. So it's really going to be data-driven decisions as we look at some next phases of Ohio Stadium.
Okay. I hope this goes well, is all I'm going to say, because when I hear everything about this is to drive revenue, I understand it's 2026. You got to make money. Everybody has to. NIL is a big thing. All these schools are looking for ways to do it. But when I hear like trickle down economics, essentially, on bathroom talk, like, yeah, we'll fix the bathrooms once we get in like 8,000 luxury seats and we can like get the finances, because we have no money to like fix a bathroom. So we need to get the premium seating options installed. Then when we get the revenue from that, then we can finally address the crapping situation. That's where you lose me a little bit. That feels like we're putting the cart before the horse. Fix the basics first and then go upgrade it if you need to.
Both could be true. I think that the bathroom situation is the number one situation I think you got to fix before anything. And then I also understand the wanting to cater to the premium because they're going to probably pay the most money for it. You're going to be able to, you know, make sure that their experience is great and all of those things. And then as you get the money from that, then you trickle down and get the rest of the stuff. But to me, the bathroom thing is just that has to be number one, whether you premium.
How is that not
regular.
number one?
I don't know. That's to be the number.
When you go to a country and you're like, what's wrong here? And it's like, no one has bathroom facilities. It's like, well, we should probably address that before we work on like building them the Taj Mahal or something. We should probably work on like bathrooms. I'm just saying, like, that's a thing. You don't want to build necessarily the palace before you have the basics taken care of. You got to have roads and bridges before you can have, you know, big rock concert venues, right? Like it's just basic 101 stuff. So to hear like, well, once we get the premium seats in, if that's what he's saying, maybe I misunderstood. But if that's what he's saying, that we got to do that first and then we'll drive enough revenue so we can fix the bathrooms, like, I don't know, man. That doesn't make sense to me.
Maybe they need to put a smoke shop in the shoe and get the revenue from that. Look at that. Yeah,
no, you're gonna do the Colorado.
Hey, why not?
They light it up in the third quarter or something like that. It's like a tradition.
Yeah, that's it. There we go.
They put that in the shoe. Woo-wee.
Now, I just want to point out, and I'm pointing this out for resume purposes to understand what we're dealing with here. Like, I think Ross Bjork can do a good job here at Ohio State. I think he can make good decisions, potentially. But I also think we have to keep in mind that Ross Bjork is the guy who looked at Jimbo Fisher at Texas A&M and said, let's give you a giant extension first, and then a few years later had to walk that back in the form of the largest buyout we've still ever seen in college football history, in college sports history. That's the guy also who was there at Ole Miss, if I'm not mistaken, when Hugh Freeze had some issues and they initially stood behind him, and then that turned out to be a bad decision too. What I'm saying is Ross Bjork, it ain't about him not being from Columbus or him not being, that's fine. There's lots of people not from Columbus, not from Ohio State that make great decisions for this university. I hope he joins that group. But if we're going to talk about redoing the shoe and the guy in charge has had some questionable decisions in the past when it has cost the universities that he's worked for lots of money. I'm just going to say we need to keep that in mind when we do our little surveys as Buckeye fans.
That's not fair.
Why is it not fair? It's part of his legacy.
Because that's just business. You're going to have some good deals.
This is
and some
just
bad
business, too.
deals.
I'm just talking business. And if he's saying we got to put in luxury suites before we put in bathrooms, that's not good.
I feel like that's with everybody, though. Any successful business person probably did some good things and did some bad things.
Okay. Have they made one of the worst financial decisions in Texas college football history? Like, I'm just saying, like, Texas A&M had to pay out $75 million to Jimbo Fisher, in part because, or $70 million, whatever it was, in part because of decisions he's made. I'm just saying, let's keep all that on the table. Let's just remind ourselves that there's a potential for a good decision here. There's also a potential for a bad decision. I'm just saying we have to keep both in mind.
The number one thing is the bathroom situation.
I wish I would have heard that.
It's a layup.
I wish I would have heard, like, we're addressing the bathrooms. That's the number one thing we're dealing with. That's first and foremost. And then everything else, maybe after that, we'll see. Luxury suites and all that later to come. Massive news from the NFL involving one of the Ohio teams. We'll talk about it in 2 minutes. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
For this entire week, we can expect bridge work to continue being done in downtown Columbus. We're talking 315 in that northbound direction at 70. That portion will be closed tonight until Thursday. We're talking 11 o'clock in the evening till 5 the next morning. As for that alternate route, we like to call it the tour of downtown. 71 northbound to 70 eastbound. Then back on 71, 670 westbound. And from there, you can head northbound over towards 315. Also note here with this really big project, once again, downtown by 315 and 71, ramps will be closed in this area, including Greenlawn Avenue. That ramp to 71 northbound. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your Fan Traffic.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Wilson, what are we wearing?
Lie detectors. Anytime a lie is detected, we get a little shock.
All right, let's try them. So, Pella was rated by homeowners as the leading window brand here in Columbus.
Nothing? Okay. Well, our windows can change the look of your home. Ow. This thing sometimes shocks you when you tell the truth. Ouch. It's okay. I'm having fun.
Get the windows that can change the look and feel of your home at PellaColumbus.com.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
Spring into savings at Great Lakes Hyundai. Right now, drive your new Hyundai with payments as low as $94 per month for a 2-year lease. Get spring lease savings on every model from Elantra to Palisade. Plus, every new Hyundai comes with owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Dublin or Columbus or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit. Payment on 26 Elantra SE. $39.95 down plus tax title first month payment. 7,500 miles per year ends $430.
Grab me a new cross-match bingo from the Ohio Lottery.
Sure thing. You said match bingo cross?
No, the newest $10 scratch-off with prizes up to $500,000.
Yeah.
The ticket's so big, it's only sold at retail counters. The one with over $15 million in prizes? Cross-match bingo.
One cross bingo match coming up.
However you say it, cross-match bingo combines cash word, bingo, and match games all into one for even more fun. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Matty Ice is currently bathing himself in creamy jalapeno dip. And I've officially run out of ways to tease this show. Rothman and Ice.
Weekdays at noon.
The Fan. Both of these men love the Browns. Also, both of these men hate the Browns. If you know, you know. This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
Got a pretty big guest coming up on Bishop and Friends at 9:30 this morning, so 2 hours from now, just about. Brian Hartline, former Buckeye wide receivers coach, offensive coordinator, and now the head coach at the University of South Florida. He will join them at 9:30. Nice get there from Bishop and Friends. Do we know if they've had their spring game yet, South Florida?
Not 100% sure. I think so.
Guessing maybe that's the case. By the way, I'm just seeing this on TV, and I forgot to bring this up to you guys. Did you see the Virginia Tech skydiver that landed on the scoreboard? Look at this. There was you know how they do the skydiving thing at a lot of events, right?
So he was stuck up there?
Well, the parachute guy comes down, and he's got the American flag, like, hooked to the bottom of his shoe, or however they do that. And it's, you know, like he's flying down. I think they were doing the anthem or something. He's got the flag. Well, he's coming in for a landing, and he misjudges, I guess, the scoreboard, and he, like, thankfully, I guess, had minor injuries, was okay, but somehow his parachute got snagged on it, and he's hanging from this scoreboard that looks like it's, I don't know, 40, 50 feet tall, not that compared to falling out of the sky, not that big of a fall. But if you just unhook yourself from the harness and drop down, that's a worse deal than most skydiving incidents. That'd still be bad.
He just was hanging there until they came and got him.
They had to get 2 ladder trucks. Like firefighters had to come. The first truck that had a ladder on it didn't reach up high enough to get to him, so they had to call another truck in. Then it had to get. So they had like a huge delay getting their spring game going, all because of a pair. And the whole time,
this was during the spring.
This was before the spring game. They're like, this is a pregame festivity, and of course they can't go on until this guy gets unharnessed or safely off the. They don't want someone to fall to their death.
So for their spring game, before it started, they wanted to have a guy drop in.
Well, I've seen this at, football games. I've seen it at the Indy 500 when we go there.
They will do it again next year?
The answer on that is that's a big old fat no. No, they're not doing that at all.
By the way, USF's spring game was yesterday, coincidentally.
Yesterday?
Sunday.
Oh, okay. All right,
I'm sitting here. I'm looking at the pictures. Yeah.
Let them live. That's good.
I wanted to ask you something real quick, though. And Tyvis, you could tell me if your oldest is doing this right now. My
Talking
child,
back to our mother, absolutely.
My child feels the need to correct everything I say. Even she thinks she's a wealth of knowledge, even though she's 7 years old. Like yesterday, I asked her. I said, "You want to try Del Taco?" And she basically was like, "It's called Taco Bell, you idiot." I'm like, no, this is a totally different entity.
Yeah.
And I want to know at what age can I just slam them right back? I feel like right now she's too young for me to be like, no, actually, you're the dummy here.
Oh,
we've
crossed that. Yeah, with my 15-year-old and my 12-year-old, for sure, we absolutely would be like, yeah, that's why I didn't say Taco Bell, idiot. Like that's 100% what would be the response from us. Yeah, that's we got 3 of them.
Del Taco?
Patience is not there.
So we were up in Marion, and there's like no way for them to keep any business open there because it already closed, and I feel like they just opened it.
Wait, the Del Taco in Marion's already closed?
Yes.
I just went there in the last 6 months. I didn't know that.
But there's one.
Sucks.
There's 2 in Columbus. I know one's almost right by me in Powell.
One in 20.
And that's 23. The one that I tried when it opened. I think it was last summer or the summer before.
Del Taco is great.
Oh, yeah, I mess with Del Taco.
I don't think I've really been there.
You can actually get like a corn tortilla. I'm not going to say it's the best corn tortilla ever, but you can get like an actual corn tortilla with like chicken or steak, cilantro, onion, like a decent street taco from a fast food place. I'm not gonna complain about that. It's pretty good. I like Del Taco a lot. So the big news for the Bengals, as you probably have seen by this point, Dexter Lawerence from the Giants coming over in a trade where they trade the team's 10th overall pick. The Bengals do. I have said earlier, and I'll say it again, I feel like being worried about not having the 10th pick is reasonable, I guess. It is all about how much you get back in return, but what you're getting back is a need for this team. The number one need they had in the draft probably was getting a defensive tackle.
Yes.
And they got a guy who is an instant double team in the NFL.
Well, it's the experience. When you getting a guy out of college, there's so many things. Is he going to fit in our scheme? Are we running the right scheme? He has to adapt to the NFL level, the speed and all that. Well, now you're getting a guy who's a proven commodity. He's been all-pro, second-team all-pro 2 years of his career. He's been a Pro Bowler 3 years of his career. So he's already had that there. You already know what you're getting right away. You don't have to guess on it. You know what it is. So to me, I think it was the right move. Like some people mad about the fact that it was the 10th pick in the draft and all those things. But again, you think about the blue chip guys, the Caleb Downs, the Sonny Styles, Arvell Reese, David Bailey, Reuben Bain, all of those guys will probably be gone by the time 10 comes around. So to me, I think this was the right decision for them to get a game record on the defensive line. You're pairing them with a guy that you invested in last year with Shamar Stewart. So it's time. Maybe this will be the thing that unleashes Shamar Stewart because now he won't be the focal point. Now he'll get one-on-one matchups and be able to turn pressures into sacks.
Yeah. Here's a little stat I saw from Warren Sharp, who has a lot of analytic stuff that he does. He was talking about the difference. Now, Dexter Lawerence last year had a down year for the Giants by most accounts. Down year, okay? This is an analytic thing that I find fascinating. When Dexter Lawerence was off the field for the Giants last year on plays when he was not involved, the yards per attempt Giants rated 32nd in the league as a defense in yards per attempt from the opposing quarterback, meaning they got lit up when he wasn't on the field.
Yeah.
When he was on the field, those snaps, they ranked 8th. So the difference maker thing, and again, this is for a guy in his down year who's getting double teamed every time he's on the field.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he did last year for that defense. I'm just saying, we've all said the Bengals defense has to get to middle of the road. And you may have a Super Bowl contender on your hands with that offense when everyone's healthy. So does this move help your defense go from being bad to being middle of the road to possibly even sniffing around being good? I don't know if it's good yet, but it's definitely going to be better, you would think, than it was last year.
I like this trade for Caden McDonald. I know he's been a guy that's been a tweener between the first and the second round, but this is a team, the Giants now are a team that's going to need a defensive tackle, so he could very well, if he's not taken first, some people see him as the second best defensive tackle in this draft.
Yeah.
So if people need a defensive tackle and there's a need there and one goes at 10, that gives him 22 other spots. And he potentially can hear his name called in the first round. So I actually like it for K-Mac.
That's a good point I hadn't thought of. I'll just say this for fans of the Bengals or people who are ripping. I saw people ripping this trade and like, you're trading away a top 10 pick for a known stud in the NFL.
Yeah.
And I don't understand.
Dexter Lawerence.
27 or 28, I want to say.
Oh, really?
And they got an extra year with him now. So he's going to be with the Bengals for the next 3 years. I feel like it depends on where your organization is. If the Browns traded away their 6th pick, I'd be mad because the Browns have so many holes to fill. You need that pick to do it. But if you're getting, like, the Bengals are closer to me to being a real competitor than the Browns are, quite honestly, at this stage. They have their quarterback. They have their offense largely set up. They need to fix their defense. And this is the type of move that allows you to do that. You're in your window to try to win with Joe Burrow. You don't know. I mean, health-wise, he's got to stay healthy, but nothing you can control there. You got to do everything else to make sure that defense gives your offense chances to win games. When they go for 35 points and they lose 38-35, that can't happen.
Yeah.
So this is the type of move that should, one would hope, help with that if you're a Bengals fan.
I'll be interested to see what they pair with this, how they parlay this, what they do with the rest of their draft picks.
Yeah.
They can hit, because I think they got a linebacker last year in the draft, which is why they said bye to Logan Wilson. So it seems to me they linebackers is in core. I know they got Dax Hill. They need to get some more pieces. They got the one, they just got a safety from somewhere. The Chiefs. So
I'm forgetting who they have.
I think if they get one, if they hit on that second round, they hit on the corner, I think they might be working with something.
Overachiever of the week coming up next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey, good morning and happy Monday. We're starting off the week strong. No major disruption to your commute, but there is a construction project to keep in mind. Green Lawn Ave ramp to I-71 northbound will be closed tonight through Thursday, 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. If you travel in this area, you will need to take a different route. Green Lawn Avenue to I-71 southbound to Frank Road, State Route 104 to I-71 northbound. Other than that, we're looking great for a great start to our week. I'm 10 TV's Krista McFarland with your fan traffic.
Listen up, Columbus. Before you buy or lease a new Honda, see Lindsay Honda first. For a limited time, every new Honda includes a complimentary gift. Choose a KitchenAid stand mixer, a 75-inch high-def TV, or a zero-gravity massage chair when you buy any new Honda. Plus, drive a new 2026 Civic Sport, just $199 a month, or a 2026 CR-V LX, just $279 a month.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference.
During the Honda Spring Event, see lindsayhonda.com for details.
It's time to choose happiness again. With the weather being warmer, my kids want to go outside and play, but my knee pain used to ruin these moments with my kids. Until I got with Dr. Tesner and his medical team at QC Kinetics. They relieved my knee pain right there in the office that day. So if you say yes to any of these questions I'm about to ask, then you're the kind of patient that QC Kinetics regenerative treatment help every day. I have consistent joint pain in my knees, hips, and shoulders or back. Pain keeps me from getting a good night's sleep. I'm missing work or saying no to the activities that I enjoy. I don't want surgery or a long recovery. I am at the end of my rope, taking medication every day just to get through the day. Did you answer yes to any of these questions? Today could be your day to turn that corner and finally get relief. QC Kinetics are easy, done in the office here in Dublin and Gahanna. The consultation is free, so don't wait. It will be the most meaningful thing you do for yourself and the people who care about you. Call 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. If you've ever had somebody do work at your house, it's annoying as crap, at least to me, when someone shows up to your house that you never met, you've never worked with, and you didn't hire to do the job. Subcontractors, I understand why they exist, but for me, I want to work with a company that's going to bring people who know what they're doing, who are trained by the company to put their product in. On time, on budget, no surprises at the end. That's what Baths R Us does every single time. These folks started in Ohio and grew by word of mouth because they do it right the first time. And the big difference with them, they have local crews. They never sub out the work. The people who show up to your door, they're trained by Baths R Us. They're actually employees of the company, not some random crew they hired last week. Whether you need a safer bathroom to stay independent or you just want a space that you're proud of, they build it to last. That's Baths R Us. Call them today and see what it's like to work with people who actually keep their promises. Kind of a rare thing these days. Call them today, 380-225-BATH. That's 380-225-BATH. Baths R Us. Bathrooms you can trust. Call now.
Coffee, sandwich, hash browns. Tired of the same breakfast routine? Time to refresh your morning ritual with a $6 Tim's Trio from Tim Hortons. It starts with a premium blend of freshly brewed coffee, a hot, savory breakfast sandwich made with freshly cracked eggs, and for a tasty twist, a daily baked donut to sweeten the deal. Ask for the $6 Tim's Trio. Your morning ritual refreshed. Only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants, must ask for offer. Medium coffee only. Terms apply.
Have you ever met a man who wins money betting on tennis? Enter Scotty Vegas. Join Scotty and Dave Biddle for On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
Sunday mornings at 9 on The Fan.
What can ADP do for small business? We help answer the business questions, like how do you track employee time? How do you do payroll taxes? Or what does compliance even mean? So small businesses can focus on bigger questions. Now florists can ask, can we invent another holiday to sell bouquets? Pizza shops can ask, how do we stuff a calzone into a pizza crust? And pool cleaners can ask, what is that thing in the filter? These are the questions you can focus on when ADP takes care of the business of your small business. ADP for small business.
Common Man here for Germain Volkswagen. Right now you get $3,000 over Kelly Blue Book on your trade during the Germain Trade and Upgrade Sales Event at both Germain Volkswagen of Columbus and Germain Volkswagen of Westerville. Plus, during Volkswagen Driver Days, interest rates can't get any lower on the 2026 Volkswagen Atlas and the 2026 Volkswagen Tiguan. Available to qualified customers on approved credit through Volkswagen Financial Services. See dealer for full details. Get started now at GoGermain.com.
The Fan Poll is sponsored by JT's Pizza and Pub, home of award-winning pizza and 32-ounce Yingling drafts for only $4. Tyvis Powell is a legendary Buckeye. T-Bone loves to eat Buckeyes. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Tweet the program at Bone and Tyvis 971. I found out, I asked this question earlier in honor of, what is today's date again, Tyvis?
4/20.
Yeah, in honor of that specific circumstance. I asked the question of those who partake, because neither Tyvis or I do.
What's our guy that used to be in the chat that,
he's like a legal...
Yeah,
weed man, essentially.
He's not
Yes,
Weed Man. That's there's a company called Weed Man that actually does like get rid of weeds in your lawn.
Nah.
Not them. They're sponsors here at the station. They do great stuff. But there was a guy who, he makes like gummies and stuff legally, like it's his job. But yeah, he's
Savage. Andy Savage.
Yeah, Savage or Sav.
Savage.
Anyway, let's put all his guys. Let's get his social security number out there too while we're at it. Let's do that.
Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Peace.
So I asked the question on 420, do people who are in the weed community, do you delineate between smokers and people who enjoy edibles? And the resounding answer from our YouTube and our Twitter was no, because who's going to gatekeep? I saw one of our, I don't want to put anybody's info out there. One of our guys in the chat who apparently uses was saying, I'm not going to gatekeep how people have a good time. So if you like to eat a gummy, let you live. If you like to smoke, let you live. So that's good to know.
I think there's a difference in stigma, though.
That's what I'm asking.
Like, I know people that they like will take a gummy to go to sleep, and they're like considered this clean-cut, fine individual. And then you got people
thing.
that smoke, and their perception of them is that they're Shaggy from Scooby-Doo.
Oh, well, okay, that's fair. I am with you that when I hear the term like, oh, yeah, I smoke, I tend to think like your entire house has like weed paraphernalia all over the walls. Like you have been to like a Fish concert or something like that.
You go to Comfest.
Right. But then if I hear you take an edible, it's like, oh, so what are you, an investment banker? Like, I don't know. Like, it's just a different, you're right. It's all the same thing. Right. So today's your day. Right? This is, if you are someone who enjoys happy 420 to you and yours. Not you and the kids. The kids are not allowed to do that. But to you and your adult friends and family, enjoy your 420. So, yeah, that's good. Oh, yeah, it's time to do that thing that we do. I almost forgot. I got to play an intro. I was sorry. I go, Tyvis, we got to talking.
And now, it's time to highlight someone who's better than us in every single way. Meet our overachiever of the week.
Sponsored by Columbus Worthington Air, your trusted experts in air conditioning and heating 7 days a week.
I saw a story. I'm going to give an overachiever of the week. Well, I got 2 overachievers, but I'm going to start with one. And one of them involves a team right here in Columbus, Ohio. Shout out to the Columbus Aviators. They got the job done in their first win. Historic Crew Stadium Friday night. The Aviators beat the Dallas Renegades, so I feel like they've played every single week of this season. They beat them 28-14, but that's not what I'm impressed with, Tyvis. How about this? John Lovett, Zaquandre White, Jalen McClendon, and Toa Taua. Those 4 men combined to rush the ball 47 times for 200 yards. Let them live. They pounded the ball on the ground in this game. The receiving total, by the way, they threw 10 passes for 126 yards. Or 10 completions, I should say, for 126 yards. So I'm just pointing out, running the ball was effective for Ted Ginn's Aviators there. So let them live.
If you can run the ball, you could do a lot of other things as well. So,
there you go.
Yeah, shout out to the Aviators. My overachiever of the week is a guy who I've grown a lot of trust in this spring, I should say. Watching him in spring practice, he had a very solid spring game. He is getting the Tyvis Powell stamp of approval. Devin Sanchez, number 6, the corner, opposite of Jermaine Matthews.
Yeah?
I think he's going to have a breakout season. I really do. I think he's going to emerge himself as the top corner on this team. I think he's that good.
Yeah, I know last year there were lots of doubts about, all right, maybe he got put in a little bit too early. Maybe he wasn't fully there, but you're saying you've now seen enough.
I'm putting my name on it.
Okay.
Tyvis Powell stamp of approval. He will be that guy this year.
All right. I'd love to hear that. Dylan, who's your overachiever of the week?
I was thinking about going spring game as well with Bo Atkinson. I feel like a lot of people just wrote him off after he didn't play much last year once they got him from the transfer portal, but he still got eligibility, folks. We don't need to sleep on people just because they don't produce year 1, but I'm going to go with Brock Lesnar. He put over your boy Tyvis Obafemi at WrestleMania, and he retired.
He lost.
Yes, but that's the thing in wrestling. You retire. You try to put someone over the next generation. That's going to be your guy Obafemi, and he wasn't like John Cena last year and had this retirement tour for a year. He just lost the match, and he just did the thing where he took the gloves off. He took his boots off and just left them in the ring. So no more Brock Lesnar.
Ultimate sign of respect there.
Over.
Yeah.
By the way, Mario says in the chat that it should have been CM Punk and Roman Reigns for saving WrestleMania 42 because the rest of it was cheeks.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, but
you watched both. I just
saw.
It was so weird that it was on ESPN. That was kind of crazy to me.
I did see that. I'm watching it now. They got the highlights. CM Punk took an absolute shot from the steps.
You didn't like to see Speed out there?
Oh yeah, I showed Speed. He put Logan Paul through the announce table.
Yeah, did a frog splash.
Yes.
I hope actually, and I'll tell you what. CM Punk has his detractors. Some people love him, some people hate him. But going back to him for a second, that is like Mr. Chicago made Punk, right? That's CM Punk from Chicago. There was a guy, he did a thing where on his ring gear, he honored a bunch of people who had passed away. And one of the names he had on his ring gear was a guy named Bo Looters. Bo Looters recently passed away, sadly committed suicide. But he was in a band called Harm's Way, like this great hardcore band, legendary band. And he is from Chicago. And so I saw that not only did CM Punk put his name on his ring gear to like honor him and give him a chance, being a Chicago guy that he was a fan of, they actually got, and this is true, the Undertaker's urn, like Paul Bearer's urn. And I saw like one of his he hosted a podcast as well with another guy, and that guy went to WrestleMania with the urn and said, we gave Bo one last ride at WrestleMania. And they literally took him in the Undertaker's urn. Sad story, but I mean, if you're going to go, like, that's a testament to friendship right there. Yeah. That you have friends that would say, like, we got to make sure that this guy goes out in style. If he's going to go and leave us, we got to still.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And so they showed him there with the urn, and I just, I had to, because then also I had to explain this whole lore to my wife, because she's like, so what's the significance of that? And I'm like, Paul Bearer's urn. Oh, yes. You don't know who that is? She's like, I've never seen. And I'm like, okay. Well, this is cool for me and for him. And CM Punk put on a hell of a match last night.
Undertaker alive. I watched Kane bury him alive.
We watched Undertaker throw Mankind off of Hell in a Cell, and he's still alive.
I watched
the Vince McMahon get into a limousine that exploded.
I watched The Rock throw Stone Cold off a bridge into an ocean.
Who was it that... Who did Mark Henry impregnate with the hand? Remember that?
Mae Young. Yeah.
I've seen Mae Young. I saw Mae Young get thrown off the
table.
Yeah, through the table.
Devon, get the tables.
Almost like some of that isn't totally real. And you know what? Yet again, it's still real to me.
I don't care what y'all say. Jeff Jarrett used to hit people with that guitar. That was real. I watched it.
I watched it too.
Can't fake that.
I watched it too. What did Ryan Day have to say after the spring game? You'll hear what he said next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey, good morning and happy Monday. A construction project to keep in mind that may disrupt your commute. Green Lawn Ave ramp will be closed to I-71 northbound. This is tonight through Thursday from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. If you travel in this area, you will need to take a different route. Green Lawn Ave to I-71 southbound to Frank Road, State Route 104 to I-71 northbound. Other than that, our roads are looking great for a great start to our week. I'm 10 TV's Krista McFarland with your fan traffic.
Thousands of students every year choose Columbus State Community College, earning degrees that open doors to in-demand jobs, stable careers, and real earning power. Columbus State is making Central Ohio stronger. Apply today at cscc.edu.
Hi, I'm Patty, founder of Awesome Tex. I started with a big idea to give old clothes a new life by turning them into recycled fibers and threads. Everyone told me that this was going to be impossible. But Chase for Business believed in me. They gave me a lot of guidance from the beginning.
Get financial guidance from bankers in the Columbus community and convenient digital tools all in one place. Learn more at chaseforbusiness.com. Make more of what's yours. Real customers compensated. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Columbus drivers, Ford is making it easy to drive home happy with special financing that works for all credit situations. At Capital Ford of Columbus, save up to $10,000 off MSRP on remaining 2025 Ford Escapes in stock. No matter your credit, Capital Ford of Columbus has programs to get you approved fast and into any new or used Ford in stock. Don't miss out. These incredible offers end April 30th. Head to Capital Ford of Columbus at 1090 South Hamilton Road today or get pre-approved at capitalfordofcolumbus.com.
Before the lights go down, before the first chord hits, start your night the right way with Jameson Irish Whiskey at the ultimate pre-concert party. Join us at the O on Lane for ice-cold drinks, great vibes, and the smooth taste of Jameson flowing all night long. Grab your crew, raise a glass, and get concert ready with Jameson specials, music, and the kind of energy that only happens before the show. Jameson at the O on Lane, where the night really begins. Drink responsibly. Taste responsibly. Jameson Irish Whiskey, product of Ireland. 40% alcohol by volume, 80 proof. Copyright 2025. Imported by John Jameson Import Company, New York, New York.
Rosati Windows, the best buying experience in the business.
I realize that people have options when choosing replacement windows, so I appreciate each and every customer. Before you make a decision, you owe it to yourself to see what makes us different. Our prices are competitive, we react quickly to service issues, and we control every decision that goes into building and installing our top quality products. We're just able to take better care of our customers.
Call Rosati Windows today, 777-4806.
Coffee, sandwich, hash browns. Tired of the same breakfast routine? Time to refresh your morning ritual with a $6 Tim's Trio from Tim Hortons. It starts with a premium blend of freshly brewed coffee, a hot, savory breakfast sandwich made with freshly cracked eggs, and for a tasty twist, a daily baked donut to sweeten the deal. Ask for the $6 Tim's Trio. Your morning ritual refreshed. Only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants, must ask for offer. Medium coffee only. Terms apply.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Hey, it's Anthony. By now you know my good feet story. But the point I try to get across is that it's an ongoing one for me. For as long as I can remember, it's always been about my lower back. But when I got fitted for my personal arch supports, it's been an absolute game changer. I feel better. They take all the stress off my back. I feel supported and aligned, and you don't hear me complain about it the way I used to. I could feel the difference instantly, and I didn't have to wait to feel that difference. Once I got fitted, popped them in my shoes, took the test walk around the store, and now on a daily basis, everything feels better. And that's what I mean about an ongoing story. This journey to feeling more comfortable makes everything better. You can make an appointment online or just stop into the Good Feet store in Grove City or the one on Polaris Parkway in Westerville, and their experts will personally fit you. Then do what I did. Take a test walk around, and you will feel the difference. Do your feet a favor. Get started at goodfeet.com.
It always seems to happen at the worst time. You're finally in bed after a long, hard day, and then you hear it. You sit up, heart sinking. Is that coming from the ceiling? All of a sudden, it's a middle of the night flashlight hunt to find the leak. But don't worry, Newman Roofing has you covered, literally. With more than 3 decades in the business, we've seen just about everything a storm can throw at a roof. Our teams know how to spot the problem, explain your options, and fix it right the first time, with craftsmanship and care you can feel good about. We're not just here for a quick patch job, and we never will be. We're here to make sure your home stays protected season after season. So when it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, choose the company you can trust, Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF, or visit online at newmanroofing.com. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good morning, I'm Dylan Gonzalez. The Cleveland Guardians beat the Baltimore Orioles 8-4 yesterday. Jose Ramirez hit 2 home runs, and Brian Rocchio had 3 RBI in the win. The Guards will start a series with the Astros tonight at 6:10. The Cincinnati Reds were also victorious yesterday. They defeated the Minnesota Twins 7-4 in 10 innings. They'll travel to Tampa to play the Rays tonight. Coverage starts just after 6 o'clock over on the Fan 2. The Cleveland Cavaliers won Game 1 of their first-round matchup with the Toronto Raptors, 126-113 on Saturday. Game 2 is tonight with tip-off at 7 o'clock on Peacock. And in the NFL, we had a big trade over the weekend as the Cincinnati Bengals traded the 10th overall pick in this year's draft to acquire defensive tackle Dexter Lawerence from the New York Giants. This update is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Reach your health and weight goals with Reclaim by Awaken 180, a 10-week medication-free plan. Visit awaken180.com.
Tyvis hates Girl Scout cookies.
I hate it.
And little girls. And America.
I hate it, hate.
Seriously, Tyvis, what the hell?
Okay, whatever this is, I already hate it.
You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Classics for Columbus is coming. Here we go. You can win a 4-pack of VIP tickets to the Classic for Columbus 3-on-3 tournament. The tournament takes place Saturday, May 2nd at Ohio State's RPAC, hosted by NBA legend Kenny Anderson. You can also register to win a team of 3 to play in the tournament. Head to 971thefan.com for more info. Give me a number.
Let's go with 7.
Number 7. Caller number 7 will win a 4-pack of VIP tickets to the Classic for Columbus, 614-821-9710. That's 614-821-9710. Good luck.
Yeah, should be a good time out there. So I saw that, obviously, the spring game, we got to watch that. If you were listening on the Fan, obviously you enjoyed hearing Paul Keels and Jim Lachey. But if you were watching on Big Ten Network with the sound up, you heard a guy named Tyvis Powell who was on the color commentary for this game. First of all, how much did you enjoy getting to sit up in the booth and call these plays?
It was so much fun. It really was. I really enjoyed. I didn't know what to expect, and it was so funny because I was talking to Jack, the play-by-play guy, and I'm like, it feels like a game to me. Like I got the same feelings that I would have during a game. Meaning, like I was so nervous and I had so many butterflies, and then it was like once we got going, it was like, all right, we in it, we roll. It's like as soon as the ball gets kicked off, it's like, all right, well, let's do it. Like it was like that for me. So I was just very into the game. You know, obviously I really love the game. I've sacrificed a lot of my life for the game. So it was just nice to just show that passion out there. I hope I wasn't too much for the fans though, because it was hard to try to reel it back, but like I was just so into it, like, you know, so I hope it wasn't overwhelming for some people. I know how some people like to tone down and stuff like that, but yeah, it was good.
I don't think it was too much at all.
I really thoroughly enjoyed it, and hopefully I get to do another one sometime. I would like to know the difference between, you know, a regular season game and the spring game, because the spring game was very conversational. You know, we had a lot of stories to get through and all those things, and I still didn't get through them all. I was kind of going so fast that I thought I would be able to hit so many stories and say things repeatedly, but it was some things that I left on the table that I wish I would have got to. So that was that. But, you know, in a regular season game, it's much more breakdowns. Like you'll get more replays, you'll get more breakdowns and stuff like that. So I actually would love to see that.
Yeah, I think, well, you know what? You did a great job. I would hope you get more opportunities to do it. Now, I'm at home watching this, and I'm listening, and I'm enjoying it. And I'm thinking to myself, man, do I text him? Do I not text him? I'm not sure, because I want to encourage him because I think this is going well, but I also don't want to distract you if you're in the middle of, you know, a thought and then you get me and like phones buzzing. I thought he might be getting text messages from other people too, so I'm not going to text. I'll wait till after the game. And then as I'm having this thought, my phone buzzes and it's Tyvis Powell, what do y'all think of how I'm doing? And I was like, well, I guess I could have just texted him because you're texting me. I'm pretty sure I was listening to you talk as I'm getting the text from you. And I'm like, is he talking and texting really during the game?
I'm really good at multitasking. So the funniest thing is that the whole time while I'm doing it, like especially in the first half, my phone is lighting up. So the phone is sitting on the desk, so I can see the phone lighting up. And it's Sherm. It's Richard Sherman.
Richard Sherman is texting you.
Oh, you're doing really good. Your energy's great. I love the Super Bowl line. I'm like, oh, you really like into it.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I was getting like instant feedback from him. And again, Jack Kaiser was unbelievable as a play-by-play. He knew exactly where I wanted to go with certain things because we talked before, and he did a really good job of setting me up. And it was crazy because he had 3 games in 3 days. He did the men's lacrosse game the day before, OSU versus the Wolverines. He did the spring game. And then yesterday he went to Indiana to call a volleyball game, which he did it with Cam Irwin, who I do the tailgate show with. And she was his color. So I was like, that's kind of crazy.
That's small world. The broadcasting world, Tyvis, this is how it is. Everybody works with everybody.
I wouldn't know. I'm not a media guy, so
I wouldn't say that. And now you're on the broadcast calling the game. What did they say on your press pass? What did it say?
Broadcast network.
Broadcast network.
Not media.
Well, I don't know how to break this to you, but that's what the broadcast network is largely considered. No. That's part of the media.
If you ask Austin Ward or anybody else, what did they pass say? Or Adam King, ask him what his pass say. It's going to say media.
Okay, I'm just saying this is a bit like
ask Ryan Baker.
Tyvis.
What does your pass say? Media.
What's your pass say when you went to the outdoor game for the Columbus Blue Jackets?
I don't recall.
Because you said you were in the press box.
I was in the press box, but I don't remember.
You know who gets to go to the press box, Tyvis? The media. That's what you are. That's like saying if someone said like, "Oh, you work at a grocery store," it's like, "No, I work at Kroger." And it's like, yes. And I don't know if you know this. The broader term for that is grocery store. So that's what you do. You were working for BTN. You were calling the game as a member of the media. That's what I'm going to say.
You know what? I might agree with Tyvis here because media members, you know, they're not supposed to be biased. Tyvis was for sure biased.
He was biased for the defense.
That's not true. I was fair.
Well,
I was a little more passionate about the defense.
You can tell when the defense made a play. It was like, oh, this guy, I like that. When Chris Henry Jr. is making a catch, he's like, that's fine, I guess. And David St. Clair and Chris Henry Jr., whatever, it's no big deal. I don't know.
when Bo Atkinson got that tip or that tipped interception, you're like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You got to get your hands up.
Tips and overthrows. Got to get those every time. Make them pay every single time that you get a tip and overthrow.
And then I don't remember who dropped the pick that you were
Cam
beside
Calhoun.
yourself.
I was about ready to jump out. I was ready to jump on the field.
Yeah, see, that's right. But that's good. The passion was excellent. I enjoyed the broadcast. Good job there, buddy. That was a lot of fun. This is Ryan Day speaking to members of the media about the state of the OSU defense heading into the summer.
I think we're still a work in progress in all three phases. And this summer, we all need to really focus on getting better individually. And that's what comes after the spring, is identifying the things we did well that we have to get better at, but the things we need to get better at. That starts individually. Each guy is in a race to get better. I just told the team that. Then also we need to build the chemistry in all three phases: offense, defense, special team. And the last piece is everybody coming together as a team for one common purpose. So this is a big summer for us. I think we're off to a good solid start, but with 50 new players, we got a lot of work to do. That's not. I don't think we're behind where I thought we'd be right now, but we all know that where we are with some of these new players and some of the guys we had to replace, it's going to be a process. And so we're a race against time.
I mean, I don't disagree with any of what he said. It's certainly that there are pieces in place that can make this defense be just as good or even possibly better than last year's defense. But those pieces have to come together quickly, and those guys have to improve quickly as well, because it is a work in progress right now. It's definitely not a polished up, finished thing.
No, but I was impressed with the way that they were able to stop the run yesterday or Saturday. I thought that no matter what unit was in there, they did not. Now, granted, it wasn't the starting running backs, but Jacoby Jackson is the guy that we're probably going to see in the season at some point. And, he picked up some good yardage, but it wasn't nothing crazy. Like that defensive line did a really good job of closing the gaps. I can tell that Coach Johnson has their fundamentals really good. Like, it was so many times while I was doing breakdowns, just seeing them do the fundamental things correctly, then go on to making tackles and stuff like that. So I was impressed with the way that they stopped the run. Talking to Matt Patricia, he was saying, like, our scheme might be different this year because we got different guys. He said, like, for example, we don't got 2 6'4", 6'5" linebackers. We got Peyton Pierce, who's a really good player, but, we could do more with Sonny and Arvell. So we're not going to put Peyton in. We're not going to ask Peyton to do those things because that's just not his makeup. You seen Quay and Bo standing up. So you had 2 down linemen, 2 guys standing up. So it looked more like a 3-4 more than a 4-3. So to me, it's going to be quite interesting to see some of the things that they do. But Matt Patricia said he's looking forward. It's going to be interesting, the scheme that he comes up with.
All right. Help out the lunatic fringe. Guy like me who might look at that offensive line. Now, yes, there were injuries on it. But if you say, defensive line was getting after it, doing a good job stopping the run, that's, of course, the Buckeye offensive line they're going against. What did you see that made you say, the offense, it's not necessarily the offensive line was bad? No, was there something you saw that said, why are you focusing on the defense there just because you like the defense more?
No, I was focused on the defensive line because there are so many more changes on the defensive line than the offensive line. And you got to remember that 2 of the starters didn't play on the offensive line. The 2 tackles were out, which I thought was good for Julian, for him to go through spring like that, because you think about Indiana and Miami, that was the first time that guys was around his feet. He was pressured and things like that. Well, if you don't got your 2 starting tackles in spring, you're going to get a lot of pressure. Can you still get things going? Can you still make the plays? Can you speed your clock up in your progression? So to me, it actually was a blessing in disguise that his 2 tackles wasn't there in the spring, because it allowed him to see what it's like to have to go through your progressions pretty quickly to get the ball out.
The only other question I have for you, did you get to hear the camp song?
They didn't play it. They didn't play it.
A missed opportunity.
I know. I was ready to get with Jack and start swaying back and forth in the booth.
How's that song go again?
Ohio treats me well.
And if you think that song was good, happy 420 to you. Yes, indeed. How many former players are making more in college than they are in the NFL? The number may surprise you. We'll talk about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey, good morning and happy Monday. I'm tracking a disabled vehicle in the Worthington area. The ramp from Bethel Road to 315 South in both directions. You could see some slowdowns in that area. Other than that, looking great. Normal drive times to start off the week. I'm 10 TV's Kristen McFarland with your fan traffic.
At Great Lakes Hyundai, the savings are so good.
This spring, take a break from interest with 0% financing for up to 60 months on new 2026 Tucsons. 0%. Go now, Columbus or Dublin or GLakesHyundai.com. With approved credit ends 4/30.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, I think I saw a fox on my way in.
Oh, that was the Carfax Carfox. He was congratulating us on our Carfax Top-Rated Service Center Award.
I have always rated Tire Discounters at the very top.
Oh, thanks. So does Carfax. And not just for tires, but for all our services, too.
Alignment, brakes, shocks and struts, and more.
Yes, sir.
But, Mike, do you think people believe Carfax over me?
Well, you are the Phantom tire buyer.
Exactly.
I love Right Pack Credit Union because they're solution driven.
I feel valued as a member.
They're focused on the latest technology and the personal connections.
Experience benefits that go beyond banking with Right Pack Credit Union. Just ask our actual members.
I definitely recommend Right Pack to all my family and friends as a credit union of choice.
Visit one of our Columbus area Right Pack Credit Union member centers near you. Based on individual members' experiences, results may vary.
Protect your home or business with Ramos Roofing. Trusted roofing, siding, and gutter solutions with free estimates and flexible financing. Call 614-761-7663 or visit RamosRoofingOhio.com today. Ramos Roofing. Reliable, local, built right.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At Tri-State Men's Health, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. Tri-State Men's Health, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
In the old days when people lived to be 40, you only had one option for listening to your favorite show. But now, ooh, baby, radio, podcast, the Fan app, and YouTube, ooh, just to name a few, live or on demand. You have no excuses. The Fan.
Why choose between getting things done and doing things with the ones you love? With Kroger same-day pickup and delivery, it's easy to shop the same great prices and quality you'd find in store. We'll bring your groceries right to you in our refrigerated trucks so you can spend time on what matters most. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Save $20 on your first Kroger pickup or delivery order of $75 or more. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Sometimes, tough times are a test, a chance to prove ourselves. Colleen O'Donnell proved her grit in Laredo, Texas, when she served as an immigration judge and faced the worst of the worst: human smugglers, gang members, dangerous people. Colleen ordered them to be deported, never granted asylum once, and enforced the law to the letter. Now, Ohio needs tough leadership on the bench, so Colleen O'Donnell's running for Ohio Supreme Court as a constitutional conservative with 10 years of prior judicial experience. Ohio Right to Life PAC endorses Colleen for her devotion to our conservative values. America's toughest immigration sheriff, Richard Jones, endorses Colleen O'Donnell for her dedication to public safety. And the Ohio leaders we trust support Colleen O'Donnell for her unwavering loyalty to the rule of law and the Ohio State Constitution. The grit to lead, the experience to succeed. Colleen O'Donnell for Ohio Supreme Court.
Paid for by O'Donnell for Ohio.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A frosty and cold start for us with wake-up temperatures just around the freezing mark. And then this afternoon, plenty of sunshine and cool with highs in the low 50s. For tonight, mostly clear with lows in the upper 30s. And then for Tuesday, mostly sunny and warmer with breezy winds and highs in the mid-70s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Question from a listener: do you dopes ever get tired of talking about Ohio State? No. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
The Fan. Your home for football, food, and fun. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Oh, Audie Crooks. That's what we were talking about. Sorry. We were talking about Audie Crooks transferring to Oklahoma State. which that's big time for her.
As women's basketball, which I know maybe not all of you follow, Audie Crooks has been one of the biggest names in the transfer portal, and everyone said she was going to Notre Dame.
Yeah, because she was following everybody.
Today she ends up, they announced at Oklahoma State, and I'm like, that surprised me because I didn't know Oklahoma State was any good at women's basketball.
They were 24-10 last year, so let them live.
She's the one who's the scoring machine in the post for Iowa State.
Yes,
but a defensive liability.
Very much a defensive liability, but she scored but can go for 40. So I guess if you can go for 40, do we care that you're not good on defense?
But that wasn't the biggest news that happened yesterday.
What was the biggest news?
Dylan, the biggest news that happened was there was a trade yesterday. And nobody's talking about how big time this trade is.
Dexter Lawerence, that was 2 days ago.
This is bigger than that.
10th Bengals trading the 10th pick to the Giants. Now the Giants have 5 and 10.
About what I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
UFL, baby. The Birmingham Stallions are trading Matt Corral and the defensive end Amani Bledsoe to the Orlando Storm for DT He is back, baby.
Okay, Dorian Thompson-Robinson
is going to the bowl. It's happening, baby.
Don't you love it when you find out former Browns quarterbacks are now in the UFL and part of, not only in the UFL, part of trades in the UFL. It's
going down. DTR, Birmingham Stallions.
That is good times. Glad to hear that for him. Now, I teased this, that we have some numbers about guys making more in college than in the NFL. I don't know that I don't have a bunch of numbers as to here are the number of players in college football versus the NFL and how much they're all making. But I saw this quote from Riley Leonard, right? Mm-hmm. Riley Leonard, who plays for the Colts now, but previously you might remember.
Notre Dame.
Yes, back in the day. And Riley, to be clear, Riley Leonard.
Riley Reed.
Different person. Just making that clear. Riley Leonard.
Football player versus a mattress actress.
He's a porn star.
Thank you, Dustin. So Riley Leonard says that he was making more in NIL at Notre Dame than he currently is making in the NFL. Now, he was a 6th round pick.
He was making more at Notre Dame. Okay, that makes sense.
Well, he's a 6th round pick.
I was about to say
his contract is $1.01 million this year.
His signing bonus was probably around $100,000.
Okay. So let's say he's making $1.2 million. He says that at Notre Dame, he made $1.6 million.
I believe it. And that was for 1 year.
Yeah, right.
Because they year to year.
Then I saw this article today. This comes from Ty Simpson, who, of course, may end up being the second quarterback taken, probably a late first-round pick, you would guess. Maybe he'll shoot up and get drafted higher. But even if he goes late first round, now he's going to make more than he would have made in college last year. But he said he was contemplating coming back for another year and that Miami was going to be the spot because he says he had an offer from Miami for $6.5 million.
He should have took it.
Well, in the NFL, I mean,
no, I take that back. No,
it's a guaranteed contract in the NFL if you're a first round pick, where he would be slotted somewhere around $20 million guaranteed is what he would be getting. So that is more.
He actually did the right thing, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because if he would have stayed for another year, now you got to go up against Arch Manning, Dante Moore, Darian Mensah, Drew Mestonmaker, Julian Sang. Yeah. It's a lot of quarterbacks that's coming out. So, Lenore Sellers. Right now, it's just you and Fernando.
That's fair.
So you did the right thing coming out now.
I feel like people are acting like this is happening more than what it is. As in, people can make more in college than the pros. I feel like it's this type of player that's doing it. There's rumored that Will Howard's in the same boat as Riley Leonard, that he probably made more money in his 1 year at Ohio State than he made in his rookie year in Pittsburgh. But it's kind of like that type of player who's like a top-ish quarterback in college and then a late-round pick in the NFL. Those are the only guys that are doing this, at least as of right now.
I think, though, here's part of the concern is there are players who look at it Ty Simpson had this quote where he was asked about so what made you decide to go to the NFL? And he said, now who knows what his actual reasoning is. This is what he said, was that part of the process was he called up Nick Saban, and Saban's advice to him was, all right, take all the money out of it. Do you want to play college football next year? Do you want to be a pro? And he said, I want to be a pro. That's been my dream, is to play pro ball. And he's like, all right, well, there's your answer. You should go play professional football. And I'm sure a lot of guys do feel that way. But I wonder how many players would look at it and say, yes, but what if I could get both? And if you've got someone offering you $2-3 million another year in college, for almost anyone out there, regardless of your background or income or whatever your parents do or whatever, like $2 to $3 million for one more year of staying in college where you're already comfortable, you're already probably pretty good. Maybe you're on a team that or could join a team that could compete for a national championship, put you in more limelight, that kind of thing. And then I'm sure a lot of these guys think that I'll go to the NFL and still maybe I'll get even more because maybe I won't be like a second or third round pick. Maybe I'll work myself into a first round pick. So that logic of staying in school, there's plenty of guys who have done it anyway just because they wanted to improve their draft stock. But like you said, Tyvis, with Ty Simpson's case, I don't know if he stayed in school, if he would have improved anything. So there's that part of it too.
The only thing would have happened, the only difference would be, this guy he didn't play just 15 games or whatever it is. It's a number where guys that's played fewer than 15 start or had less than 15 starts go on to not do well. He would just avoided that. But I think for him, he was having a Heisman season until he wasn't. And if Alabama wasn't going to improve things around him and get him a run game, it was going to be hard anyways.
Yeah. I want Dante Moore to do this same interview in 2 years and tell me why he decided not to come out, what he was making at Oregon, and what he was considering. Because to me, that's an interesting case study, because if something happens to him, like he gets hurt week 2 or something like that, you're not going to see people do that anymore where they come back when they could. Some people were saying he might be the number 1 pick over Fernando Mendoza, but I'm assuming he was going to go at least top 2 if he came out and then he decided to come back to college.
He would have went 2 to the Jets at worst.
Well, I mean, Tyvis, when you were in school, you obviously chose to come out early. I mean, you were getting how many millions to come back to Ohio State? What was the offer that you
Not even 25 cents.
How many Chipotle gift cards were you offered to come back to Ohio
I wish.
State?
I would have considered it.
I mean, if you would have got the Caleb Downs deal for Chipotle, you would have
for life. Like I get it no matter what. I'd have been like, man, I can't get his. That's hard to beat.
I do wonder, Tyvis.
I'll never having to be hungry. Oh man,
Tyvis, you're a very positive person. You're a guy who tends to focus on the good in life, not the bad. So this is why I'm asking, how many times a week do you think back about the fact of, man, if only I was like 10 years younger and like you were playing instead of being every 2013, you were playing in 2023.
Every time I see somebody sign an NIL deal, I'll be like, man, oh man, boy.
I'm telling you, like it's crazy to me the different experience that a guy like you had, a guy like anybody that played, Joshua Perry, we're going to talk to here in about 5 minutes, versus the guys now who, maybe some of them don't have the cachet that you guys did. They didn't win a national championship. Like Ty Simpson hasn't won a national championship for Alabama, right?
No, not at all.
He didn't do anything like that. And this is a guy that
he was embarrassing his last game against Indiana.
And he had terrible. Miami on the phone calling him, I'm sure Miami was telling him too, hey, don't worry, we're also calling Jeremiah Smith and offering him $10 million.
I don't think Miami would. It seems like they'll never get like a 5-star prospect out of high school. Like they're always going to go and take somebody's quarterback the next year. Like,
well, given the talent that comes out of that area, you would think that would be a no-brainer. And I think they still do. I don't have the recruiting class up in front of me. I'm sure they're still getting guys, but you're right.
Like, seems like
they have become a transfer portal destination.
Yeah.
Because if you have a good year, you can pretty much bank on the fact they'll come in the next year with one of the highest dollar offers you're going to get.
Oh, speaking of, did you see? Remember I told you that Jordan Tyson doing his thing right before the draft was the smartest thing ever?
What did he do again?
He worked out.
He had his own program,
actually. Well, guess what? Mel Kiper just had him as the number 1 wide receiver. I told you it was smart. They got little clips of him showing his athleticism. He jumping in the air, floating, catching the ball. Now all of a sudden he's the number 1 wide receiver in the draft class. I said it's the smart because it's the last thing that people see before the draft. It was so smart of him to do that.
Do you think his tape is better than Carnell Tate's tape? Because the thing with
his athleticism is the best in the class.
Because the thing with Jordan Tyson is the injury history. Yeah, I think he got hurt the past 2 years.
If he didn't have injury, he would be the number 1 guy. Let's just put that out there. Yeah. He would be the number 1 receiver for sure. It's the injury concerns that keeps everybody hesitant from drafting him. Because athletically wise, if you look at highlight tape for highlight tape, his is the best. easily because he's just a freak of nature.
But I also think Cardinal
Tate to me is the most pro-ready.
I was going to say he comes in day one and he could be a 1,000-yard receiver for your team. But to your point, you may have a higher ceiling with other players. But and again, I'm biased towards Cardinal Tate. I'm rooting for him to get picked high. I'm hoping the Browns take him. Quite honestly,
also say I didn't know that Puka dealt with a lot of injuries in college.
Oh, see, there you go.
He went to BYU, right?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Look at that. This is see.
That means
he doesn't seem like he fits in with the Mormons to me, but
he didn't. He didn't.
Yeah, to each their own. I don't know.
Like rehab right now.
Yes. Look, all I know is this:
he wasn't having sex. I know that. If he was at sex,
how do you know? You don't know that. You're making assumptions.
You can't do that at BYU.
I know you're not allowed to do that.
He wasn't
doing caught doing it. There's a difference between getting caught and doing it.
The one quarterback had to leave.
The BYU.
Right. Yeah, that was what is his name? He ended up at Tulane, right?
Yeah. Then they had back in the day, the Davies kid was Jimmer Fredette's running mate, and he got suspended during the NCAA tournament.
I forgot about that.
For having sex.
Honor code violations. They have. I mean, you sign the honor code at BYU when you go there.
You know what? I'm going to ask Josh Perry. Could he have gone to BYU?
Oh, all right. 2 minutes away. Find out. Joshua Perry joins us next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey, good morning. Happy Monday. Stepping out the door, construction project to keep in mind. Bridge work on State Route 315 northbound at I-70. This will be tonight through Thursday from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. You will need to take a different route if you are commuting in this area. I-71 northbound to I-70 eastbound to I-71 northbound to I-670 westbound to State Route 315 northbound. I'm 10 TV's Krista McFarland with your fan traffic.
Hey, it's Anthony Rothman. Have you lost your energy? Not feeling it in the bedroom anymore? It could be your testosterone. Even if you're a woman, testosterone controls energy, confidence, and sex drive for both men and women. So find out if your testosterone is unbalanced. Find out now for free. Synergenics and Low T Center are offering free testosterone testing for both men and women. Stop by or book today at fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Hey there, friends. It's Bo Bishop here. You know High Bank for their award-winning spirits, but the food deserves just as much love. Enjoy happy hour with friends, brunch with family, and dinner that never misses. Make your reservation today at highbankco.com. Dine, drink, distill at High Bank.
Coffee, sandwich, hash browns. Tired of the same breakfast routine? Time to refresh your morning ritual with a $6 Tim's Trio from Tim Hortons. It starts with a premium blend of freshly brewed coffee, a hot, savory breakfast sandwich made with freshly cracked eggs, and for a tasty twist, a daily baked donut to sweeten the deal. Ask for the $6 Tim's Trio. Your morning ritual refreshed. Only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants, must ask for offer. Medium coffee only. Terms apply.
An encyclopedic knowledge of sports and other random things you may or may not care about.
I think I found my mentor.
Rothman and Ice.
Weekdays from noon to 3.
The Fan. The Buckeyes, the Big Ten, and the rest of college football. We tackle it all in the breakdown with Joshua Perry.
Sponsored by the Roofing Guys. For all your roofing, siding, and gutter needs, contact the Roofing Guys at theroofingguys.com.
Every Monday, we are joined by Joshua Perry, former Buckeye, NBC sports analyst. And Joshua, I'm going to roll this into the fan poll today, sponsored by JT's Pizza Pub. The fan poll question of the day: which Buckeye impressed you the most in the spring game? The options are Tavian St. Clair, Bo Atkinson, Chris Henry Jr., or other. Joshua, welcome in. What's your answer on that question?
It's a good one. I thought Chris Henry Jr. looked really good, very productive. I think we all kind of see the mold of previous wide receivers that have come in. I mentioned all spring long, I thought that Tavian St. Clair's development was going to be maybe one of the most important storylines that wasn't obvious, because there's always the threat of injury that happens throughout a season. But wouldn't it be a positive if after this year was over, Ohio State didn't have to go to the transfer portal to find their next quarterback, because it's a guy who's already on the roster? I like what I saw from him. I know if you just look at the stat line, it wasn't necessarily great, but he's got a big arm. He's got good athletic ability. He can make all the throws. I think he needs to continue to develop as a processor and a true quarterback. But, he's not going to hopefully be expected to play a ton this fall. So I would go with those two if I had to pick. I think Chris Henry Jr. looked really good. Obviously, we know what the wide receiver lineage is, but this idea of a backup quarterback who can be ready in case something happens, but also after this year of Julian is out the door, you're not going to be in the portal. I really like that idea.
All right, I have to pay off on my T's, Josh. Are you familiar with the rules at BYU?
Like the honor code, some of the, can't drink caffeine, like coffee and that kind of deal, or like other stuff?
That and then obviously the more sexual stuff.
Oh, okay.
You ever heard of soaking?
Having sex?
I'm familiar, Josh. I don't know if he is.
I am not familiar.
Oh,
not familiar.
Let's leave that for an off-the-air discussion. Tyvis.
Anyways, Josh, would you have been able to succeed at BYU?
I think so. Back in the day, I really didn't consume alcohol. That was more of a post-college, post-NFL thing for me when my body wasn't a commodity at that point. And then, Tyvis, I don't know if I ever told you this, but after I broke up with my girlfriend in college, I was celibate for almost a year. So really? I think I could have made it at BYU.
Okay. Good.
Let's look at that. That's a noble endeavor.
I did something similar like that too, Josh.
I had to reset my mind. I had to cleanse myself.
I did too.
How long did that last for you, Tyvis?
About a year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See,
my thing was different though. Like, so
yeah.
I came into college as a virgin.
And
gotcha. then like I ended up losing it, and then I went on.
He got turned out.
No. That's not what happened. That's not what happened. I ended up losing it like my freshman year, and then I went a whole year before I ever did it again.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I had like a very long run of
self-discipline, self-control.
I had a very long run of celibacy, but that was not self-imposed. That was just the universe telling me that was where that needed to be. And let's try to get this back on track if we can. So spring game takeaways. Defensively, we're still looking at like this defense trying to replace what last year did. I guess let's back out bigger picture. Is it fair for us as Buckeye fans to put that expectation on this team? Because you see what's going to be happening in the NFL draft this week or this Thursday. We think there's going to be 4, possibly 5 guys going in the draft, and 4 of those guys from this team. Is that maybe a little unfair, or is the answer it's Ohio State every year you just reload with the silver bullets?
Yeah, I guess I would just ask the question, are any of the expectations ever that fair? Right? Like, that's where I think a lot of the conversation has to be centered. Of course, like, the expectation's probably a little bit unfair, and we're probably going to be asking this defense to maybe look better early than they should, or their top end to be better than it should be based off of the pieces that are on paper. But the reality of the situation to me is I think that even if statistically you're not looking at a defense as dominant as what we saw a year ago, which, by the way, those defenses only come around every 10, 15 years anyway. The level of dominance that Ohio State had last year, could they be more productive in terms of sacks? Could they be more productive in terms of takeaways? Like, these are also things that I think that they can improve on. That doesn't mean that they have to be better than, 10 points per game allowed or whatever the number is. So I like some of the pieces that they have there. Tyvis and I have had this discussion a million times. The ability to change the game from the interior of the defensive line, I think I would go out on a limb and say it's more important than being able to rush the edge. I think edge rushing is overrated. And I think Ohio State is going to be looking to fill a big void in the interior of their D-line, but they got some athletes in there. And so I think if those things can all come together, if you can have those guys step up, linebackers have to obviously fill big shoes, but play solid behind what I think is going to be a pretty decent defensive line. Like, I think that they can probably take the ball away a little bit more. I think they can create more pressure on the quarterback, and maybe we're looking at a defense that gets it done a little bit of a different way.
talking to Joshua Perry on the Bryan Heating and Cooling System fan guest hotline. Josh, what do you think this defensive front looks like? You know, traditionally we've been a 4-3 team. Do you think that sticks around with the personnel that they got, or do you think Matt Patricia gets creative? Obviously, you can run 3-4, 1-5-5. What do you think it looks like this season?
I think he gets a little bit creative there. I know one of the guys who they are hoping can take that step and has every bit of ability to take it is Kenyatta on the edge. And I think if he can become a dude, that becomes super interesting to me because of how big he is. You can really have him play like a true edge, and then you can have him kick down in certain situations too. That'll give you some flexibility there. James Smith, the transfer, and I was talking about the interior of the defensive line. For as great as Caden was last year, McDonald in the middle, he was kind of an ooze rusher, if that makes sense. Like, he'd just lean on you and kind of walk you back. He wasn't like a big twitch rusher, right? And so I think you might have a little bit more twitch on the inside of the defensive line. Now you can change things up there. And Matt Patricia has experience in different defensive structures in terms of the front. By the way, from hearing the way that Ryan Day talks about building surfaces on the offensive line, I know part of that is because he wants to be able to defend against different front structures on the defensive line. I think he's interested in having a defense that can be multiple as well. So I would go that approach, but the personnel has to allow you to be able to get that done.
NFL draft coming up Thursday. We may have 5 Buckeyes go in the first round. If you had to guess right now, who's going to have the best NFL career of all 5 of the guys potentially going in the first round from the Buckeyes, who would you pick?
I mean, it feels like Caleb is the biggest can't-miss guy, but there's also that idea of he might play 12 years and, like, never be an all-pro. Whereas Sonny Styles, to me, like, he might have a couple of those years where it's like best linebacker in football because of the upside. He hadn't played linebacker all that long up until now, and he's also just a big physical freak. So I'm torn in between those two because I think Caleb's just the right kind of guy that you want on your roster. But Sonny, if he continues to take steps even as a pro, we're looking at maybe the best linebacker in the league at some point.
Always good talking with you, Joshua. We appreciate it. We'll talk again next week. Maybe after this draft, we'll have a little bit of an idea of where these guys obviously are going, and that might change our opinions of who gets off to a good start. Depending on where they
Are we allowed to change opinions?
Yes.
Can we do that?
Yeah.
In media, you're supposed to just make the statement and run with it, you know?
I'm just saying, whichever Buckeye gets picked by the Browns, you instantly know downgrade their potential as far as how their career is going to go, because the Browns just have that effect on everybody. So.
Hey, before I go, real quick, Tyvis, phenomenal job this weekend. I know you said you got your passion back. I feel bad for your co-host here, your producer,
no kidding.
Because you have no passion doing this job, but you were great on the spring game.
Yeah, thanks for that, buddy.
That's enough out of you. We'll talk to you next week. Thank you, Joshua, for joining us on the Bryan Heating and Cooling System Fans Guest Hotline.
Go ahead, finish it out, Tyvis. Go ahead. What's coming up next?
Coming up next, Ryan Baker joins the program. We'll talk to Ryan Baker when we come back. This is T-Bone and Tyvis right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Happy Monday, stepping out the door. Most of our roads are looking fantastic for a great start to the week. A construction project to keep in mind. The Green Lawn Ave ramp is closed to I-71 northbound tonight through Thursday, 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. So if you commute in this area, just keep this in mind. You will need to take a different route. You can take Green Lawn Ave to I-71 southbound to Frank Road, State Route 104 to I-71 northbound. I'm 10 TV's Kristen McFarland with your fan traffic.
College is great. You know what else is great? Pizza, which you can buy with your Huntington Bank debit card with the Ohio State University logo. Huntington Bank is proud to be the official consumer bank of the Ohio State University. Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome.
There's nothing more meaningful you could do for yourself, your family, and friends than finally getting rid of that pain so they can enjoy time with you again, especially heading into the vacation season. Here, let me help you. Dr. Tessner and his team at QC Kinetics take care of your pain in the office, and you can go right on with your day that easy. So if you say yes to any of these questions, you are the kind of patient QC Kinetics regenerative treatments help every day. I have consistent joint pain in my knees, hips, shoulders, or back. Pain keeps me from getting a good night's sleep. I'm missing work or saying no to activities that I enjoy. I don't want surgery and a long recovery. I am at the end of my rope, taking medication every day just to get through. Did you answer yes to more than one of those questions? Today could be your day to turn that corner and finally get relief. QC Kinetics are easy, done in the office here in Dublin and Gahanna. The consultation is free, so don't wait. It'll be the most meaningful thing you do for yourself and the people who care about you. Call 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
We can come the day you call us.
We're 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
Brian, I've been meaning to ask you something.
Okay, ask away.
Sometimes when we're talking, I hear a little sparkling sound.
Is it when one of us says, all you have to do is point?
There it is. Did you hear that?
That's the sound of magic happening.
Magic? Like we can come the day you call us? Wow.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Let me ask you something. When's the last time a contractor did exactly what they said they would? On time, on budget, didn't give you any surprises at the end. With Bats R Us, there are no surprises. These folks started in Ohio and grew by word of mouth because they do it right the first time. On time, on budget. And here's the difference with Bats R Us. They have local crews, never subcontracted. The people who show up to your door, they're trained Bats R Us employees. They aren't just some random crew that got hired last week and has no idea what they're doing in your home. Whether you need a safer bathroom to stay independent or you just want a space you're proud of, Bats R Us builds it to last. That's Bats R Us. Call today and see what it's like to work with people who actually keep their promises. 380-225-BATH. That's to call Bats R Us and deal with a company that started right here in Ohio and grew by word of mouth. Because they treat people right. They do what they say they're going to do. 380-225-BATH to call Bats R Us. Bats R Us. Bathrooms you can trust. Call now.
Grilling season starts now at Billiards Plus. Shop top-of-the-line grills and turn every cookout into a win. Then bring the fun inside with pool tables, shuffleboard, and more. Everything for the ultimate game room. Billiards Plus. Grills, games, and good times. Online or on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Your favorite fan shows are available as a podcast. What a concept. And don't miss exclusive podcast content like Austin and Byrne. Listen on your schedule from anywhere in the world. Available wherever you get your podcasts.
Thousands of students every year choose Columbus State Community College, earning degrees that open doors to in-demand jobs, stable careers, and real earning power. Columbus State is making Central Ohio stronger. Apply today at cscc.edu.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
Spring into savings at Great Lakes Hyundai. Right now, drive your new Hyundai with payments as low as $94 per month for a 2-year lease. Get spring lease savings on every model from Elantra to Palisade. Plus, every new Hyundai comes with owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Dublin or Columbus or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit. Payment on 26 Elantra SC, $39.95 down plus tax title first month payment. 7,500 miles per year and $430.
With over 33 years of experience, Newman Roofing has become a household name in Central Ohio. Voted Best Roofing Company 4 years in a row, Newman Roofing delivers a white glove experience every time. When it comes to your roof, call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit newmanroofing.com today.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Accurate Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Remember the time producer Dylan said that Alabama should be in the playoffs and that Tyvis started yelling at him? Those were good times. And remember later that day when Tyvis punched him in the face? Oh, classic stuff. Here's T-Bone and Tyvis.
Joining the program, Ryan Baker of Bishop and Friends. Baker, I want to say thank you. Because of you, I know who Oba is.
You're welcome for that.
And I appreciate you reaching out and giving me a 20-minute warning when his match was about to take place.
I really just wanted to send you funny gifts, but I mean, that was the excuse to do that, but
so this is WrestleMania related. Yes. Obafemi is the wrestler's name, who's who's becoming a big deal, and he fought Brock Lesnar last night in WrestleMania.
And he won and retired him.
Did you know that he was going to win before?
I mean, I kind of figured that's how this thing kind of works,
why they got to send him out with a loss?
Because that's what they do in that business. They put over the next guy.
Yeah, it's a huge sign of respect to say you've loved this guy for so long. Now see this new guy we have.
That's right, because
he's taking the role.
John Cena tapped out, right?
Yep.
Because he smiled and he tapped.
If you can make Brock look like that, then you're a monster, Tyvis.
Yeah, of course. Brock look old.
He is old.
Like I was,
he's like 50.
He's got grown kids now.
His kids are like, man, it's time. It's time.
He also looked like he's missed a couple leg days, did Brock.
Oh, well, he's always
He's still
kind
a
of
monster
like that.
up top, but
He's
looked like he's skipping leg day.
I don't know, Baker. I think it's relative. He's just so jacked up top that his legs look small, but I'm sure if you saw them in person.
I mean, I don't know. He kind of looked like my grandpa growing up. Like, everything up top, not a lot down low.
Now, I'm trying to remember. Do we remember who Brock Lesnar's married to? It's
Sable.
It is Sable. Okay.
Yes.
Back in her day, Sable was when I would flip on Raw as a teenage boy.
Attitude Era.
Attitude Era. This was on USA Network.
The painted handprints.
Among others.
That was on pay-per-view.
Jerry the King Lawler. Well, let me tell you, there were plenty of things that were not on pay-per-view that had me sounding like Jerry the King Lawler at the time. But like my parents, being very religious, they found out about what Raw was doing at this time. And that was Degeneration X, crotch chop era. That was, all kinds of debauchery. Val Venus was out there.
Hello.
The big Valvos.
Yes, right.
Hello, ladies.
Maybe between the holidays.
Right. So one Monday night, I go downstairs to our basement that we had where the TV was that I would sometimes watch Raw on.
Do we need some kind of like bounce chicka wow?
No. Although, I mean, you never know. There's always something like that. But no, this was the thing. I go down there, I go to flip it on USA, and it says channel not available.
Oh, you got
I'm
the
like,
parental lock
what?
on you.
What? And so then I start flipping around and I found out like MTV was blocked, VH1 was blocked for some reason because I don't know, I can't see behind the music now or pop-up video. So I'm like, my parents, they blocked all this random stuff that apparently had too much debauchery on it, and they blocked that channel because of USA Network got blocked because of Raw.
Did you try 000 or 1 2 3 4?
The password.
So no joke. This is how I knew I had a future in media, was because I started tinkering around with like, all right, let me see how this works. And I found you could unplug the cable box from the cable, like the actual cable cord. We had a VCR and you could run it. I couldn't for some reason plug it directly into the TV. That would not work. But I could plug it into the VCR, and then the output of the VCR, it would play the cable through there. So I guess I could have recorded this too if I wanted to. But like, that's how I got around it. So then I started going down there to watch that, and I would unplug it from the cable, plug it into the VCR, watch whatever I was going to watch, and then unplug that, put it back. And that worked for like a solid year until one day I forgot. And then I had to have the talk where it's like, are you messing with the cable box? And I was like, what? Me? What? Me? No, never.
Must have had some raccoons getting in the basement.
It's because you had to see Sable.
Well, I had to see, every guy at my school, when I went in the next day, did you see what happened last night? And it was just everyone going down the hall. It was just like, like Degeneration X the whole time.
Must-see TV.
Couldn't miss it. Couldn't miss it. And then you had that, and you had the WCW Nitro going on at the same time. So you had to pick which one was best.
So I remember back in the day, those were the high school years.
Yep,
I worked at Damon's, and I would like control the TVs. So Monday night, I was like, I'm working Monday night. And we'd put them both. We'd put Raw and Nitro on the corners, and just have Monday Night Football in the middle, and have a time. Those were the days.
See, you guys are a little too young to know this, but Bake and I used to have this heavenly place called Damon's.
Oh, my God.
The place for ribs.
I've never heard that in my life.
Oh,
Damon's.
my God. You would sit did your Damon's do this? I think all of them did, or at least a good number of them did, where you sat at the table and they had that little speaker box.
Yeah.
And so
you put it to whatever
they
TV.
had humongous TVs all around. And this was not at the era where we had like a 50-inch TV cost you $300 at Best Buy or whatever. This was like projectors on the ceiling to get the TVs like this. They had speaker boxes that you could turn to whatever the number was you were watching, and it would give you the audio right there at your table.
That's pretty nice.
No,
Tyvis, it was heaven.
It was heaven.
It wasn't pretty nice.
Would you like ribs? Would you like an onion loaf? The pull apart onion streak, you just have no concept of how good Damon's. Oh, Tyvis.
Speaking of heaven, do you know? Look at him.
Oh, yes. Now we're showing the pictures of Damon's. I'm telling you, you missed out.
And that doesn't even do it justice. You get the little blue trivia box too. Play some trivia while you're there.
Yeah, man. This was the whole
sounds like
thing.
something Tito would do.
I'm sure Tito lived at Damon's, to be clear. He probably did.
There's still one in Myrtle Beach, is that
yes.
right? There's still. Let's go to Myrtle Beach. Road
Did
trip.
you know,
Tyvis.
Bates?
Let's go.
We looked this up.
Once that baby's out, let's go. Me and you. You got 3 weeks off. Come on. You ain't got nothing to do.
We need to go to Myrtle Beach and do.
You would take PTO?
We need to take all the shows down there and just broadcast live from Damon's one day at Myrtle Beach.
There's also a Fuddruckers still in Myrtle Beach.
Is there
we
really?
can hit that up.
Oh, see, that's
my
perfect.
Gosh.
Did you know?
You got to be careful with that one. You might slip up and say the wrong.
Yeah, that's always been the trick.
I mean, you used to do that as a kid on purpose, right?
Yes, that's exactly right. Bake, did you know that I haven't looked it up recently, but a couple years ago, Mike and I looked this up in afternoons. We found that there is a Damon's somehow, some way, in a little town in England.
I remember you guys talking
There's
about
a
that.
Damon's there, and not only is there a Damon's restaurant, but they also had a Damon's hotel. And that's the only other one, other than the one in Myrtle Beach, I think, in the world that's left. But yeah.
That's amazing. There was one time where Tito and Shark and I talked about, just jokingly, we should do an old school Damon's podcast because all three of us worked at Damon's
Did you
back
really?
in the day.
I didn't know Tito and Shark worked there. So there you go.
Are you aware that the Reds are first place in
America's team,
in the
Tyvis.
Central Division?
Best start since what, 2006?
Long time.
Look at y'all.
They are
man.
11-0 in 1 and 2 run games.
Did you know the Guardians are 8-0 when Austin Hedges pitches? I mean, catches.
If he pitches, that's even bigger news.
What was something just he proposed to his girlfriend after the game?
After the game. That's
you ruined my
You lead this buzzer talk.
Sorry.
What is it? What is this? Buzzer time?
Might as well hit it at this point.
Well, you know what? That's right. Bishop and Friends. You guys have a big guest, though, 9:30. Tell the people.
We actually have a couple big guests today.
Okay.
We've got Brian Hartline coming up at 9:30, and let's not undersell Austin Ward right after the spring game. And then at 11 o'clock, I didn't realize this, speaking of things of our youth, American Gladiators are back.
Oh.
And Chris Rose is the main guy, the Mike Adamley of American Gladiators
Really?
now is Chris Rose. He's going to join us at 11.
There you go. That's quite the show right there. 9 to noon. Lock it in. Bishop and Friends right here on the Fan.
Shove it down your throat.
It's time for the buzzer.
Sponsored by Logan AC and Heat Services. Don't go through another air conditioner breakdown. For fast, friendly service, call the experts at Logan Services now for a free estimate and next day air installation.
Tyvis, do you know what the Guardians record is when Austin Hedges pitches for the catches for the Guardians?
No, I don't. What is
It's 8-0. And yesterday he was in the lineup as the Guardians picked up an 8-4 win over the Orioles, but he won even more because he proposed to longtime girlfriend Lexi Dixon, asking for her hand in marriage after the proceedings of the game. No. She actually, on the field, was like, who the hell do you think you are? And then walked away. No, they've been dating since.
That happens.
It does, but didn't happen to him. November 2024 is when they started dating.
Here goes that 8-0 record. Women weaken legs, Tyvis.
There you go.
Hey,
in either case.
They're going to celebrate 420 today with their new proposal.
Sure enough. He said he was going to propose whether they won or lost.
Cap.
Could you imagine if they lost and he's just like, well, anyway, can we roll that on the video board, please? I have a thing to do. And then, yeah, you want to marry a loser?
Cap.
No. She would have said no. She would have walked away then. All right, that's it for us. Bishop and Friends. Big show coming up next. We'll see you tomorrow. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey, good morning. Happy Monday. Stepping out the door. Most of our roads are looking fantastic for a great start to the week. A construction project to keep in mind. The Green Lawn Ave ramp is closed to I-71 northbound tonight through Thursday, 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. So if you commute in this area, just keep this in mind. You will need to take a different route. You can take Green Lawn Ave to I-71 southbound to Frank Road, State Route 104 to I-71 northbound. I'm 10 TV's Kristen McFarland with your fan.